see the world. Aren't we all insistent to be small? Subdivide. I'll show you how it's done. There's no sights, we go inside. The man is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your omission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to revolt. Go! it up. Won't give it up. Won't give it up. It's in our blood. It flows in the soul. Won't give it up. Won't give it up. This is our fate. We'll light the stage. Won't give it up. Won't give it up. Won't give it up.
No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. You either got it or you don't, you either bought it or you won't. You either wanna give it everything or you wanna cry out a soul. I'ma say it from the jump, mama ain't raised a chump. My mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Got a ball till you get a hit. They can never do what I could do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah. Always showing your integrity. Yeah. If you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win.
Wake up, put the work in, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose sometimes just to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner. Don't be a slow learner. Oh no, you only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man on campus. Like
no guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, it's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. From the back roads to back streets, I see you foes trying to trap me, but I don't run like a track meet, even though I'm number one like an athlete. And the way I maneuver around you and through you, I'm coming and I'm bound to pursue you. I'm everything that you knew of, plus more. What's in store is I'm about to get to ya. Sleepless nights, better think this twice before you step to me and come and speak with strife. There's a lesson when you reach my life. It'll be chin-checking and I'll teach you right. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge, I'll beat anyone. I'm the one, I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one, I'm right here. I get it in, I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. Cause I ain't taking no losses, and I don't even care what the cost is. Are you prepared for the forces I'm about to bring? Cause I'm the boss of all bosses. I penetrate your thoughts and fill them with doubt. You gon' feel where I'm coming and feel what I'm about. If they come in with the drama, I'm wheeling them out. Cause I ain't about to have somebody here stealing my clout. I keep my friends close, enemies closer, cause that's the way it is and the way it's supposed to be. Anybody can see there's only room for one, and that one is me. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge, I'll beat anyone. I'm the one, I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one, I'm right here. I get it in, I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you scared. I'm your worst nightmare. Are you prepared? I'm your worst nightmare. I know you're scared.
The dust breaks, showing you the path you're on. Full of snakes from the past that you're running from.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, DHL, Monster Energy, Coinbase, Raid Shadow Legends, and CSGO Hub powered by Coil.
These are those moments I don't think anybody else is going to forget.
It's our 5th day of the ESL Pro League Season 14, and you at home knows exactly what that means, because I know you guys love to watch the Pro League and have watched almost every single season. It is D-Day for these teams, as we have to decide who our third and final team is going to be getting through Group A to be participating in the playoffs. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined by Yanko here, and Yanko, you can already see a couple of teams that have been able to make their way through with Heroic and Vitality.
Absolutely, and they're also set in those positions, right? Heroic is first in the group no matter what. Same thing goes for Vitality, but, you know, for that third place, it's still up in the air, but I wouldn't say it's... you know, I think it's pretty clear what's going to happen. Ends with a win over Bad News Bears, secured that third spot, and there's a reason why that's the case. It's because we had some games previously that they've managed to win that were key in this group for them to be in such a favorable position.
And I think it's fair to say, everyone out there looking at this group, I think, you know, you'll agree with this as well. Astralis were looking like they would be a team pretty much going to be able to qualify in top 3, right? They looked good in Cologne. Obviously, they have Lucky come into the roster, but it's hard to find an ESL Pro League playoffs where they're not participating.
Oh, yeah, I think that you will have to go back long ways. I mean, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head if I think they ever didn't make it into the playoffs, right? And Astralis is definitely, you know, a tale of being a bit underwhelming in this tournament. Sure, like they get a young new player coming in as the primary opera, but it's not like he's been underperforming. He's been one of their top 2 players in this tournament. If anything, it's some of the veterans that have been really, you know, underwhelming in a sense of the 5 Bad News players there at the bottom, like in terms of stats, but just 2 spots above them is Glaive and Babsky a couple of spots above him. Like they're at that bottom, almost third, bottom quarter in terms of stats, and that just wasn't enough, and probably won't be enough for them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think we had an interview with Magix actually coming in from Team Spirit, and he ended up saying like they know they're probably going to be out of Pro League, so their eyes are set on the major. I wonder if Astralis are doing the same thing right now. Obviously sitting here not looking too good. Keep your attention towards that $2 million major coming up next year. And honestly, it kind of came down to one particular match that kind of set their ways here of where they're going to potentially end up, and that was their match up against ENCE. Now, ENCE, obviously off the back of a loss against Vitality, go into this match, and Yanko, we look at this like, all right, Astralis should have this pretty cleanly, but ENCE had something to say about it.
I think the problem in this group is like this was obviously the most important game for both of these teams. ENCE with this 2-0 win over Astralis have put themselves in a position where if they beat Bad News Bears, they secure that playoff spot. But I think the reason why it's also so clear-cut and why this one game meant so much is also because, you know, Team Spirit didn't do anything except beat Bad News Bears. Like, we were expecting them to potentially take a map off of some of these, you know, teams, whether it's going to be Astralis, Vitality.
Hopefully not a Dust, something other than Dust 2.
Yeah, right. So, but they've been really underwhelming. So they've essentially been a free win for every other team. So that's why in the end, it simply came down to ENCE versus Astralis, and whoever wins that game puts themselves in prime position to make it into the playoffs. And ENCE won that game really comfortably, right?
Yeah.
Even Ancient, it's been going well for Astralis recently. They got blown out on that map, and even on Nuke, their city side, they just couldn't hold it together, which again is really uncharacteristic for Astralis. We've seen recently their city sides have been back up, you know, putting up that wall, but the performance just wasn't there. I think more than anything individually.
And I do want to say this, though, because we're obviously talking about Astralis, a key match for them. They lose this, as we're now seeing, they're potentially not going to make it through. But I think for all of us and for all the viewers out there, it showed us an ENCE that has potential, right, with Hades coming to the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen them last season of Pro League when no one expected them making the playoffs. I think here they had a bit of a, better situation for themselves, and they've also had towards the, in the tier 2, tier 3 scene, some good results, some good wins. So they were hopeful and they played well. They had good game plans. Even the game against Heroic they lost yesterday was 2 16-14 map losses. They won more rounds in that series than they lost. So they put up good fights even in the games they lost.
Well, there was another key match that happened in Group A, and that was all about the top of the table, right? With Vitality up against Heroic. And this was a slog of a battle, honestly, as we obviously saw Heroic come out on top, but both teams really had to fight for it.
Yes, a couple of days ago was when they played. Both teams were undefeated at the time, and it really did all point towards whoever comes out on top is most likely going to secure that #1 seed, which is also important. You go straight to the quarterfinals, you avoid the round of 12, just less games for you to play. And, the scene is so competitive right now. Any steps that you can skip in terms of, making it further into the tournament without having to actually play anyone, that's going to benefit you a ton. Also, a couple of extra days to prepare and see what your opponents in the quarterfinal, they're coming from the round of 12. You can also see some of the things they might have worked on in the downtime. So definitely a lot of benefits to it.
And I thought it was a really important match in general for both these two teams. I think Vitality was very underwhelming. Zai Wu in particular when it came to Cologne. Heroic, a little bit underwhelming, though. They did lose to teams that ended up getting 3rd and 4th place. But for us, it was an idea of where they currently stand in terms of how strong are they as a team. And we got to find out our answer. Both teams looking fairly well. But obviously hearing from us and our thoughts about the group so far. But we do have a man on the side, the man who can. Sadikist, what's your thoughts on how Group A went?
Thank you, Jason. You're looking beautiful today, I might say. Yeah, we've had quite a group in very impressive fashion. ENCE has put themselves into contention in a remarkable way. I picked Vitality to win it. I just think they're due for a bit of a return to form. And after a bit of dipping our feet in the water at Cologne on the LAN World, we're back online. But we've had the Kings, Heroic, the online masters absolutely dominate the group in a lot of ways, you could say. So it gets a little confusing because with ENCE doing so well, it does mean there's two teams, Vitality and Astralis, that were looking a little uncomfortable for a bit. I talked to League Ops because this got confusing. And yesterday we were thinking of all the scenarios in our head. Now, it did come out to be a little bit clearer than that. But someone who's smarter than me, and Mihail has been with League Ops forever. He's dealt with this forever. Here's what he had to say about it, because this is pretty straightforward, although not to a guy like me, because I'm not that smart.
No matter what happens today, Heroic have already qualified as group winners with 4 wins. Team Vitality are the only team that could get the same number of wins as Heroic, but the head-to-head record is worse, and therefore the highest they can finish is 2nd. Team Vitality are currently on 3 wins, so technically if both ENCE and Astralis win their respective matches today, they could match Vitality's win record. But since Vitality beat both of them in a direct encounter, Vitality are guaranteed to finish above them in 2nd place. So Heroic first, Vitality 2nd, that's all 100% confirmed. At the other end of the group, we have Bad News Bears finishing last and Team Spirit finishing 5th. That's also set in stone because Bad News Bears can only match Team Spirit win tally, and even then, that's not enough to go above them because they lost a direct matchup against them against Team Spirit.
Now, what about 3rd, you might ask? Interestingly enough, it is a bit more complicated. It doesn't seem that complicated, but it is, because it's all about the head-to-heads. It's a matter of who wins today, and again, Mihal's dealt with so much of this and so much time that he spent a bit of time last night making sure this all made sense. This is how it breaks down.
The only 2 teams that are still fighting for a qualification spot are ENCE and Astralis. Both are on 2 wins, but since ENCE beat Astralis in the head-to-head, it puts them in a much better position to qualify. And it's basically all in their hands right now. All they have to do is win, and then they will secure the 3rd place. Doesn't matter what happens in the other matches. They can also qualify if Astralis simply fails to beat Heroic. The only scenario where Astralis qualifies is if they were to beat Heroic and ENCE were to lose to Bad News Bears.
So yeah, there it is. I mean, a lot more I guess it's easier to say it this way, guys on the desk. Jason, it's the ball is in Ence's court because they just have to win their game. They win their game. It doesn't matter what Astralis do. If Astralis do win their game and somehow Bad News Bears pull off an upset and take Ence down, well, then they get through. So they're really looking for a lifeline, which is not the Astralis we're familiar with. They said they wanted to get out of groups. They've had some changes. ESL Pro League is a long event, not so much in that, the group stage ends now, but there's other groups, and then you get into the playoffs, and it does mean a lot more practice, a lot more officials. These guys all are going to want to get more officials on the board, even though teams are back to practicing, and they can still get scrims in. It's going to be a big deal if either of these teams go out who have made roster changes. So I don't know what you guys think, but Ence are the ones that kind of control the situation.
Yeah, it's basically in Ence's hands right now. If they could pick up that victory. Thank you so much, Sadicus. From one handsome and good-looking man to another, Yanko sends his regards. Not me, because I'm not looking too good today. But Ence, they got out of groups last time. They could do it yet again here. And if we remember back to one of our first days here on the Pro League, we were talking about that major spike they had in their world ranking. It came from getting out of groups in Pro League last time. They've been stagnant since then. I wonder if they can do it here yet again, if they can rise through even higher.
I think absolutely. For me, that's a lock that they're going to win this game. They've just been playing really solid. The only scenario in which they don't make it is where they start losing a little bit, and then everything goes to hell for them, right? Like the pressure of, oh, is this actually happening? And Bad News Bears have nothing to lose, so they're playing crazy, and the Ence is unable to punish them. And Ence actually did throw away the biggest comeback, I think, in history, at least on Dust 2. It was against VP in the playoffs of last Pro League, and that was exactly what happened. They were up like 15-3, I believe.
Was that Dust 2?
And yes, and VP went all the way back and beat them in overtime and went into the next phase. So they've been known to crack under pressure, but obviously that's a whole different scenario and a whole different type of an opponent than what they're facing here.
Yeah, it's a completely different type of opponent. Dodo and D have been playing fantastic, and we also had our predictions about some of the teams. We've also had some of our talent get predictions on how Bad News Bears would do here in this event. So let's take a little bit of a listen to remind you guys at home.
More of that this morning, though, right, boys? More 5 rounds with Bad News Bears?
Absolutely. I think they're going to try to top themselves.
We're going to set an over-under today, I think.
Oh, are you now?
Yeah, we should do that.
What do you got? What are you thinking?
I don't know.
That sounds like fun.
I said we have to set it up. I didn't actually have anything
for the
prepared.
entire group stage.
Okay. That's a good number to start with.
40 rounds for the entire group stage from Bad News Bears.
Trace, taking the over-under.
Under.
Ooh, damn.
The under of that. But actually, in fact, Bad News Bears did win 54 out of 128 rounds. They actually did better than our people here on the show predicted.
I mean, talk about setting the bar low.
Yeah.
Like 40 rounds. You have 5 games, 2 maps each game, right? 10 maps, 40 rounds. That's 4 rounds per map. Like, really, you're not giving them more than 4 rounds per... Just by accident, you're going to win 4 rounds in a game. So I think they were definitely... I would have given over on that. I think they're definitely better than that. And, it's rough. There's a lot of good teams out there, and just the gap is pretty big for them. But hopefully, they learn from this. They can grow, and the next time they come to Europe for some events, maybe even if they can play some of those tier 2, tier 3 events. Those teams in Europe are also really strong, and then just set themselves up for success later down the line.
Well, later down the line is what they're going to be looking forward to, as we're going to be turning our eyes ahead to what's coming up next. Remember, we have 3 streams happening all at the same time for all 3 matches. But what you're going to get here on the main stream, it's Heroic, it's Astralis, and it's coming up right after the break.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the Dhl Drop Quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
Clave is camping! Oh, that surface one.
Oh!
Nice.
I did it. Kill him.
Oh!
Okay, Clave, I like that.
Imagine if he's rotating again.
Imagine if he's actually doing it.
Oh, he does it again!
And again.
It's the rotate king. Nice matches.
Okay, can you hear me?
Nice. Yeah, I heard.
Just stop sounding like an elephant.
Are you an elephant? Oh my god, what a
Top right. Top right. The left.
Oh, left.
No.
Nice, what a win,
I learned to rotate from the rotator himself.
Oh.
Down left.
Oh, top right. Top right.
Oh, left.
And walking around
that's the way.
like a Christmas tree.
Crumbles.
The Zip is afraid of anything. He's walking around the Christmas tree.
And a happy head.
This is not the season for it, though.
We don't care about seasons.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you really have
Close left, pushing.
far left.
No.
Oh, really got a win those.
You are crazy good today, my friend. I must say.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh my god.
Dave, you
22.
I saw one going top left on left cam.
One, he's left, middle left.
Dead,
Man.
Where is he?
Please don't take the
Far left.
H's.
Oh, Sim, push!
Kill him!
Oh my god!
Okay.
One top right, I think. I think I saw it. Top right.
Top right, top left as well. And one push top right.
Oh, Peter.
Oh,
Peter Parker.
Mr. Parker.
One
Top right.
right.
Top right. Nice, Peter.
Left.
In the middle, right?
Oh.
Oh, down below.
Top left and down left.
And now
Down in the middle of
camping.
everything.
Oh, middle. Comes the soup. Oh,
Dog King.
Duck Minister.
Yeah! Let's go!
I mean, we always strive to go for 100%, and if we're not at 100%, let's say we're at 80% all of us, then it's important to give 100% of the 80% you have, and realize that you are not able to give the 100. So I think we're just aiming for giving our best effort at every game. It's also something that I, as a captain, tell my teammates every time we have to go into a game or a practice. All I'll ever demand is that you give everything you have, and if there's nothing more to give or you've done everything you can, I'm not going to blame anyone because we tried our best. And for me, that's at least important because I tried playing in teams where I've felt like the effort wasn't there. And to me, that's the worst feeling, losing when someone doesn't give their all. So I think, I mean, for this tournament, as said, we have goals which we all know how the online versus LAN period is currently ongoing. And obviously for us, also because of how some people like to put it, our emphasis is more on the upcoming LAN tournament, so we hope we'll be soon. So I mean, Pro League will always be a very important tournament, but we definitely aim at performing better at the LANs than at this one. But we'll see. It's the first tournament after the player break. Everything can happen, and we all know that when round one is live, the pistol round, everyone is playing 100% to win.
The Danish Derby is blessing all of our timelines today as Heroic do take on Astralis here for the final match of Group A. And overall, the previous results do favor Heroic. Jason Kappen still joined by Yankos. We're going to start to break this one down and get you all ready at home for the action that's coming up here in just a few moments of time. But you heard some words from Katie in there. If you're giving only 80%, make sure you're giving 100% of 80% because 60% of the time, it works every time.
And that's correct 100% of the time. But I also think it's not about what you heard, it's about what you saw. If you're paying attention in the background, there's like a gazillion bottles of water.
Yeah.
I think that's the key to heroic success. They're staying hydrated all the time. The energy is on a high level, right, and everything's flowing. No pun intended. But yeah, good attitude from him and an interesting matchup. We heard from him earlier in a winner's interview, right, when it came to Astralis, and especially that game in Cologne, right? It's a difficult matchup for them. They're super experienced, Danish as well. There's sort of that, you know, extra flair to the matchup, the rivalry, and especially considering heroic was the best Danish team at the time, right? They were expected to win, but it's on LAN, and Astralis played just better on the day and managed to take them down. So I think they're definitely looking for revenge for that matchup.
100%. Let's actually take a look at how they did in Cologne here, just to give you guys an idea. Losing 0-2 overall in the series. I just want to throw some numbers at you real quick, Yank, going for all you viewers at home. We had Refresh actually bottom frag in the series with only 19 kills and 38 deaths. Tessus, 32 and 43, the second least amount of kills for his team as well. And I want to point those two out in particular because in Pro League here in Season 14, they have looked phenomenal. So two players who we normally see do fairly well, not able to step up in that last match. And I'm wondering if the same thing might happen here yet again.
Yeah, that's all, you know, obviously a different environment. Here also a different Astralis team, and a team also that really hasn't been just performing well in this. They just haven't been playing good CS, and individually they haven't been up to par, which is the opposite of what happened in Cologne. You felt like in Cologne they overachieved definitely compared to the expectation, but it's just because they were in their natural environment, and you know those players when they're on LAN, it's just such a familiar setting for them, and it brings out the best out of those guys.
We can see their last 4 matchups here. 3 of them, the first 3 being online here with Flashpoint, GMAC Masters, or DreamHack Open, and Heroic won them all. But when it came to LAN, Astralis coming out ahead. And again, as you talk about the experience, I think Heroic don't have that much experience together as a team when playing on LAN, though they do play in boot camp and in facilities together all the time. And I can say, I mean, they're definitely looking for revenge. We've been talking about this quite a bit today, and I feel like it should be going their favor. As you just mentioned, Astralis not looking as strong as they did back in Cologne.
I think so. You're looking at it, you might say, well, they're first no matter what. Why would they even try that hard? But no,
pride, right?
Yeah, it's about pride. It's about, like we said, revenge, but also just putting your stamp right on the game. Like I think Heroic's mindset right now is if we can beat them 16-0, let's try to beat them 16-0, right? Let's not hold anything back. If we can, if by some miracle Bad News Bears beat Ents, let's deny them a spot in the playoffs. That's also in the game, right? When you have a rival, you know, you want to, of course, beat them at all costs, but you also don't want them to succeed. Like, if you can contribute to that, you're going to do it. That's just what a rivalry means. There's no punches being pulled in this one. So, yeah, I think, you know, Cadian is very self-aware of it. We heard it in countless interviews. He always jokes around it a little bit about the online factor, right, versus LAN. I think it's a little bit unfair. I don't think they played bad CS in Cologne. Obviously, there have been some distractions, some you know, extenuating circumstances for them, so to speak, as well, with the whole COVID protocols and all of that stuff, right? I am very confident that Heroic comes back to LAN at the next tournament. I think they're going to be a really good team like they are online.
Well, not just them. We're also looking at Astralis here because they have a new addition to their team in the form of Lucky. We wanted to maybe look at his stats as an opper compared against stats of the other oppers he's played so far within this group. The first one we're going to be checking out, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Zai Wu, as I do see that on my screen, in my head, foreshadowing what's going to be coming up here, because it's important to note. He's obviously trying to make a name for himself. He's not trying, it's not like I'm looking at the run of show or anything. He's not trying to be the next device. He's trying to be Lucky.
No, but I mean, put him up against Zai Wu, like, as the first one, right? Best player in the world 2 years in a row. But I think just looking at it, obviously, compared to Zai Wu, it doesn't look impressive. But I think considering the situation he's been put in, I think he's performed admirably for Astralis. Definitely not. Even if you argue that he has to be micromanaged more, maybe, you know, maybe like Glaive is using more of his focus to like tell him what to do or where to go, which doesn't really seem that way either. Like, still, it's not an excuse for some of the individual performance from the other players. And I think so far this first performance from Lucky, I think it looks like a good signing for Astralis, and obviously time will tell.
Well, hopefully we can machine gun these now going ahead as we're going to take a look at him up against Hades coming in from Ents, because Hades as well, a new addition to the team. He's performed pretty admirably. We've seen a lot of damage, a lot of impact out of him when it comes to the rifles, but I'm curious when it comes to maybe the op v op stats, or maybe we're not going to have it at all. So maybe we're just going to continue to talk about your just general idea of how you felt like Lucky has done so far. And again, I feel like, and I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I feel like their main focus, I think, majority of teams focuses on that major coming up. Obviously, Pro League is one of the best tournaments of the year, but they want to really focus on that $2 million coming up next year. I mean, it's also the pride of winning the first major after COVID.
Everyone does, but it's also a matter of, you know, it gets complicated with all the points getting deducted if you make a roster change for the next RMR, which is going to be IEM fall, right? So they have that whole situation to figure out how they want to approach it. You would imagine Astralis being the team that's, you know, just going to focus on the stable roster more than anything else.
Well, we can see our results for Astralis over the course of Pro League, and the only time they haven't qualified, or the last time they didn't qualify here out of groups, was back in Season 6. Now, you were sitting there trying to remember back when it was. You couldn't even, for the life of you, think of how long ago that was, but it really was, I think, about, what, 4 years, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, that sounds about right. 2 seasons per year, 8 seasons, 4 years, 2017, right? That was the time when FaZe was the team to beat an SK2. That year was...
That's a long time ago.
The reign of those two teams.
Well, let's take a look at our vetoes here between these two teams. We have Mirage being taken out right away by Astralis, as Heroic going to respond with Dust 2. And honestly, I'm happy to see Inferno. I feel like both teams have been playing fantastic when it comes to it. Vertigo, that's the interesting one for me. If I'm not mistaken, Heroic just slaughtered Vitality when it came to Vertigo.
Yeah, their preparation was really good for that that map. They had a 13-2 CT side, very proactive on the map, going for a lot of information plays, which is Heroic style, and just completely shut down Vitality. Astralis going for Inferno. Kind of a staple pick for them lately, you know, even historically for the lineup. Inferno and Nuke is what we have come to know them for. And yeah, Vertigo for Heroic, that could be an example of them trying to get a little bit more practice on the map, in a sense of in a real official competitive game. They definitely had other options too. Overpass is what they picked in Cologne, got beaten on it, so no surprises that they didn't really want to try the same thing again.
Yeah, and I don't normally ask predictions, but I want to ask you here, come into this series. Do you have a prediction of the scoreline here and who you think is going to win?
I think Heroic is going to win 2-0. I think they've just played much better, and Astralis just cannot match up against them individually at this moment.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get underway here with our first and only match of the day here on the mainstream. It's Heroic taking on Astralis.
Yes, indeed. Heroic on the defense, and an aggressive defense. They sometimes say it's the best defense is a good offense. And Stout's already contending with a whole lot, and my goodness, there's bloodshed everywhere. This mid push has been quashed a little. Magis has got more to trifle with, and he doesn't really have the health or the bullets for it. My God, that was a quick start to our series. Hello. How you doing?
Blink and you miss it. But yeah, that was the pistol round, and maybe that'll set the tone here for the rest of the game. 1xBet odds at the top of your screen favoring the princes and not the kings of Denmark. That title, I'm sure, is one that Heroic are going to want to claim, well, in this whole rebuilding phase.
It's a heavy crown that Astralis have been wearing for far too long, those kings. But definitely changing up a bit of their roster. I can't keep up with this whole medieval monarchy conundrum, but... yeah, it's definitely a period of transition. Lots of conversation to be had about it. We are into our second round. Astralis investing with Kevlar and Deagles, and now they lay on the floor of Banana, thanks to Refresh's handiwork. More, in fact, this time it's down. Fam has the perfect weapon for that long-range fight, and pushing to finish it. Refresh with some push and some pizzazz, leaving Dupree's Deag with it all to do.
Be good if he gets more than one here, but really the easiest of tasks. The bomb down over towards Banana. He's been given all the room that he would like to maneuver around towards apartments, as dropping back towards library is Shush.
Heroic are going to be playing like this, though, until Astralis stop them, right? I mean, admittedly, this is on the bonus rifles, and I know Refresh is just... I wanted to address it now, is that I've noticed, eye test, that Refresh has got a lot more pep in his step than what we saw over in Cologne in terms of the fights he's willing to take, and that's often what we regarded as his strong suit. You know, he's willing to kind of subvert people's expectation and to take the outlandish play.
Yeah, I think it's, for the majority of these names here, they are functioning at a much higher level than we saw from them in Cologne not that long ago. TeSeS is back to his old form. I think Shush was one of the individuals in Cologne for Heroic that impressed me and is still doing the same type of impact that we are seeing here. Here's dupreeh just working on whatever magic he can. 25 seconds left, and down he goes. TeSeS finishes that one off, and it should be the full eco now from Astralis. So these SMGs, the 2 MP9s at the hands of TeSeS, and I think Refresh is scuttling his across to Cadian right now. They can farm up a bunch more cash into the next round of play, round number 3. But yeah, this whole group stage, as you've heard from the desk, as I'm sure you've probably seen on social media, is pretty much tied up, right? We'll keep that as the ancillary storyline. We'll keep the main storyline for this evening. Who's the best team in Denmark right now? Now, most of us would say Heroic, and I'm sure Astralis don't want that to be the constant conversation. So playing for pride. Holding off on the bridge there, so hoping to use the Glocks if anybody wanted to go too aggressive, taking a peek in the second mid, trying to use those SMGs to farm on up. Not necessarily the angle that you're ready for 3 Ts to be stacked in.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt as well when you watch Heroic play that they are, at this point in time, the most threatening from Denmark. There's no disputing that. Astralis definitely have proven that they are still capable of shaking up the dialogue as they did in Cologne. I mean, a 3rd, 4th finish, well above that of Heroic and even winning the head-to-head.
Isn't it crazy, though? They get that 3rd, 4th finish on LAN, and then, like, and that was with Bubsky in play, right? And then they've decided, oh, yeah, well, we'll just bring Lucky in, and we're going to put Zipex basically on the bench
on
here.
ice.
Yeah, and oof, all right, the Deagle from dupreeh, it lands again, so 2 rounds in a row. It's been able to close out at least with a frag. One to find right now, it's just Glaive pushing up short, and, well, Refresh's Deagle works just as well. Lovely shooting from him. 7 kills already for Refresh. So off to a bit of a blinder in the early stages, Heroic. What have they conceded? A total of 5 deaths. So
yeah, he's a badass. Not only did he get the multi-kill in the pistol, he then threw his SMG away, said, I don't even need the Deagle, and gets another double, make it triple, excuse me, with the Desert Eagle. So yeah, solid start from Refresh, 7 under the belt already, and we get to see Astralis stepping into the reins of their first full assault. We get to see the AWP actually being pulled out by Lucky. Wonder what responsibilities he's going to take.
It's not easy with that T side at all.
They had 4 players B-side. They want a biff. And that biff so far has netted them a frag, re-smoking that top banana. It's theirs. Heroic have it full control, and top mid smoked still. It fades right before our eyes, and Refresh and Cadian should be back to back up Shush in time. So solid start from Heroic in terms of just maneuvering around this map. Testing for the mid control.
Yeah, they're really going to have to work hard to find another frag. Yes, just stalling out with more utility right now are Heroic, and back and forth this pendulum of Astralis will swing. They've done testing the waters of top mid and are heading back towards banana. Now they have a bunch of smokes, a couple of flashes, and this AWP of Lucky here could catch a jumping TeSeS towards the top. Flashed off, and TeSeS will think better of it, holding onto his smoke now. We are sub 1 minute, and there's the frag. So dupreeh with the opener, and Cadian with the trade.
Yeah, Refresh is going to accelerate into the rotate as well. Good time to drop his smoke. They might try and disrespect it. It's Glaive starting to push through. He is going to go for the full commit. TeSeS loses vision. Refresh ready to contest, and good find from the first, and a swing out to finish. Magnificent from Heroic. Very responsive and a very quick CT fourth.
That's one of the things that's become synonymous with Heroic, right? Is these mid-round decision-making, how quick all of the members are reactive to either different information or the calls that Cadian's making, especially on the T sides. It's something that we've enjoyed, especially the fakey boys, right? And that's only really made possible by them all trusting in the call and believing and responding immediately. But you bang on there with the 4 players towards top banana. This banana control, right? Guys, it looks like they're just throwing nades in banana, but it's really, really not that simple. The different routines that the Ts or CTs can throw to try and get control, it's very scissor, paper, rock in that elk.
And it's safe to assume it's no coincidence that Heroic did the 4 players banana full control on the first buy round of Astralis.
Kind of sets the tone, doesn't it? Especially with those bonus weapons in play. And now another opener here for Heroic as they're working on their 5th round. Flash forwards down. Don't catch any frags just yet, but there's even more utility holding Astralis behind this half wall. That smoke negates their molly. Control completely denied.
Ooh, you've done it again, dude.
Deja vu in a lot of these rounds with dupreeh and the Deagle.
Every time we cut to him. Shout out to the ops team for catching his funny business. Now, Refresh did catch a glimpse of a barrel, and we'll get more than just a... Oh, it's 4! 4 in one mag.
He gets the ace.
It's a 4-5 in total. That is a brutal dispatch of the Deegs from the Danes.
What a start for him. As per our little stat line here, what is it? 249 ADR. That's the opener, and this is the perfect lineup. This is what you dream of here when you're playing in trash.
He doesn't even let go. Glaive just steps into the laser beam.
Lovely, lovely.
And that's going to do wonders for his confidence. Whole team, whole room erupting for his play. He's going to be feeling very hot. 13 already, and Refresh is off for a push.
Oh, they're not stopping.
He's got an AK. Yeah, he wants to make this hurt. Bubsky's responsibility. The flash is perfect from Stown, all the way from downtown.
And KD will combo.
Dunk on another. He's cleared Banana. They got Banana control through mid, dude. Magisk has to retake it from here, and now Shush is off for a push.
Oh, this is naughty. They are bullying Astralis here.
No, just as he looks the wrong way, Magisk is in trouble. Does react in time. Oh, man. Heroic. They have got their foot firmly on the accelerator here.
Let's just see how far they want to push the issue, because Cadian, I can't believe it, he's actually having a look down middle here. They had a two-man advantage, sure, one's been clawed back, but this is a heroic round to lose right now. How many more pushes do they want to go for? The re-aggression from Tassus here. He's creeping down. He's about to call second mid clear. Cadian and Stown are already over towards the B bomb site. Shush can get a move on now that that door has been locked firmly behind them.
Yeah, Tassus just screaming at him, saying, I got the mid-rotate, you can go. And Cadian just says no. Glaive not going to be able to get anything on his initial swing of Banana. And that leaves us in a very tight spot if you're Magisk and Lucky.
I feel like they want to save, but they're giving it a go here. Smoke's exchanged. Molly's going to be thrown out here as well. Lucky can't really just entry frag through this with an AWP.
He's following him with his knife like, so what's up, dude? What's up?
Yes, boss.
Here they come, and there they go. 6 for Heroic. And I mean, this is a very quick 6. Like, I mean, maybe we want to talk about a timeout. Astralis, it's running away from them. This is supposed to be a competitive first half of a full best of 3. You've picked Inferno. And already it just seems like we have got the same Heroic that show up every single day so far here at Pro League.
They like Pro League, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
They definitely do. I've seen this format of Heroic before, and it was season 13.
Well, let's keep tallies on Dupree and the Deagle. So far, so good. Can he do it again? It's going to be this 4-man B lean once more out of Heroic. Setting Stown up for success. Working the presence over towards A.
That nade did so much damage.
Yikes.
Maths is hard. It's not my strong suit. 93?
93? Yeah.
93 damage from a HE.
You sounded so confident.
Could you imagine if I said that immediately? You know, like I was actually capable.
We can fix it in post.
We can?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, so glad we're not doing anything live. That would be dreadful. Whatever you say, being immediately
broadcast to the world
and retained forever.
Yeah, it's not like the radio where they have that big red button. You know, they have got that like 5-second delay, and the producers sit there and go, bang,
cut that.
Oh, here we go. Bit of damage done back to Stown. Okay, so he's chipped on down to 40. Dupree's Deagle yet to strike, and we know so far he's been good for 1. Walking into the crosshair, though, we just flicked away as Lucky took Tassus's head off.
Yeah, the ops team didn't believe in him. They didn't have faith.
Rushly, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry,
5,
boys.
6.
Sorry about that.
He exists.
We can hear him.
That's cool. Why didn't you trust him, hey? You haven't seen enough from Lucky?
I just wanted to show...
Is he not cool enough for you?
I wanted to show Gotti rotating.
What was more important?
I don't know. You know, I was looking at my map, you know, the POVs sometimes it gets a little confusing.
His mic better from Katowice than it is here in Cologne.
Oh, is it all right? Sound good?
But like, Astralis might do something here.
You sound great.
Yeah, in fact, I might let you take this, actually.
Look it out with an eagle.
Oh, all right, he turns it off.
Thank you.
Well, there's no time for this. The bomb's down in the smoke. They've done some damage with the kills.
You kind of want to die or survive, I guess, is the current lay of the land.
Save the AWP, save the AWP, save the AWP, save the AWP, save the AWP. Okay. Lucky he saved the AWP. It works in multiple different ways. I'll let you guys digest that at home.
Full stop.
Yeah, just peel that off.
Wow.
The different layers.
Yeah, it's like an onion, that.
And look, now we'll get the buyout.
93 damage there. Straight from the nade. Solid shot.
That used to be done so much. I know in Source that used to be done all the time. You do like double or triple stack nades out that window in a second mid to stop people. But we were a lot quicker in Source. We definitely didn't default at this pace. But they are loving this 4-man banana lean Heroic. It's surprising Astralis haven't cottoned on and have gone for like maybe a quick little zip up middle.
Yeah.
Because they're being able to throw their nades, set up Stan and Tessus to have their utility left over late. Cadian and Refresh can get all the way over. And meanwhile, the pressure is just on Shush, who's doing his darndest to dispel any early attacks.
But I guess Shush has shown just enough evidence that he can go Aggie apps that you are cautious when you want to take it, when there is the B presence. Nearly got the sentence complete. 7-0 though, as we currently stand. All the weapons they could possibly desire. They're going for a bit of a 3-2 poke and prod here. Bubsky and Magis given the responsibility of returning top banana to the Astralis regime.
Well, they will get control. That molly with the sandbag clear gives them everything they need to know right now for Astralis. But both teams limited utility. The smokes are in favor of Astralis if they want to go for an A piece. Got about 30 seconds remaining. They are lining up those smokes.
All right. This is the commit into 3 members of Heroic, and they got 30 seconds to dismantle the Prince. Shush dips into the apps defensively. Refresh dancing on the site with the crossfire established. Cadian will be there behind the smoke, and it's Shush actually taking that first fight. A perfect crossfire converted. It's only one left on the site. Poor Magis does hit some shots and should be able to get the bomb down with just a couple of seconds to spare. Man advantage for Heroic's retake, and they are the B players. Tessus and Stown have jogged on over, and a flash for the short side. Find nothing.
Molly for Pit here. Magis could be in trouble with this.
Oh, he's blind as well. Molly will force him into a wider angle. It's Tessus' responsibility to find him. Good shot. Magisk in the pit. Always a problem. Cadian walking in, does neutralize the threat, can get that bomb now. Defused one-on-one, Magis 10 HP, and Cadian just in the nick of time if he had a kit. There's one right underneath his toes, and that's 8. Ladies and gentlemen, by a gnat's wing, Heroic extend their lead even further.
Well, that's the closest yet for Astralis. They're very, very close to converting that one right there, and I think Magis did a great job from that pit position, even though he was being pushed out of the line by flashes, by Molotovs. Lucky takes down Cadian, yeah, that's all he needed to do. Sounds simple.
I mean, 450 damage, Chad. Magis just needed someone to do a little more. Just 50, but one bullet would have actually perhaps sufficed. Valiant attempt from Magis, but yeah, the quick shot, that's the shot.
Yeah, the fact Cadian here just has enough time, you're right. The kit couldn't have been better placed. You know, if he had to run a little bit further to get that, then that defuse won't come in. But all good. The plant went down, the buy can come in, Astralis can purchase once more. Cadian getting fired up, been loving his reactions, him and Apex. Very animated characters.
Yeah, he's just a GIF factory, isn't he?
Glaive is yet to frag, and Bubsky only has 1 if we are keeping our eyes on the scores right now. Bubsky has also opted to go for a UMP, so let's see if he wants to charge up Banana with that.
Yeah, let's see if Astralis give it to them, or whether or not they want to surge up mid, as we discussed.
Oh.
Refresh, trying to be a problem, and that's Glaive's first of the round, first of the game. 10 HP, might want to juggle that AK over to Bubsky, but Bubsky's busy right now, finding another up top Banana. Tessus is his next victim. He's trying his luck, and wow, double with just the SMG. He's won this round for his squad, essentially. Unless Shush has got something to say about it. Does tag up Lucky just a little on the cross, and perhaps the nades could pepper them further.
They should really save. Now they know that both are towards CT spawn as well here, so the pressure can be applied. More bullets put through the smoke. Naded down is Shush, and they are going to dip away.
Just in the nick of time.
I don't know if they'll be allowed to save this, though. Take a look. We already have 1 player of Dupree over towards Pit, and Glaive still babysitting top of mid. So right now, Heroic are relegated to their own spawn. And now it just is, are they aware of that? Because Astralis, if they want, they could throw a body or 2 at this. I know that their economy isn't fantastic. I know that this is their first round on the board here, but they can break Heroic if they take away a couple of guns and a couple of rounds. Bomb goes off. First for Astralis. This is the problem with the derbies. You just can't say the Danes. Or I guess you could say the Danes, and then you guys have to guess who we're talking about.
I prefer that second option.
Okay. Well, did you notice with Bubsky here? I want you guys to look at the little details. I think, because Bubsky sits with his knee up, right? He sits with one knee up, or he changes his posture from time to time, but he also looks like he's quite the arm gamer, because if you saw him just then, his monitor was shaking, because the webcam was shaking, and that's where the webcam sits.
Spoilers.
So, yeah, he's quite the animated gamer right there, but let's get back underway. Heroic into the purchase once more. A little bit of money left over for the likes of Cadian and Shush for a buy in future rounds, but this has already been chipped away at and chipped away at. Our Astralis, 2 players, about 50 HP just off the utility usage alone. They have 3 players just sitting on B here, Heroic. It hasn't been the 4 come throw nades and then 2 dip away to play the other bomb site. It's actually hoping that Astralis are going to hit that B bomb site quicker. And now this is where the mind games come in. Working on control here, so have guts down out towards the sandbags. He's just dropped his smoke, so
very early.
Yeah, he's going to have to hold this B bomb site with no utility whatsoever.
They really are expecting an A. Like Cadian returning, dropping all of his util already. They're really hoping to have channeled them off the back of this half-wall smoke. It's not the case, and bullets and steps will be heard. Tassus is called upon.
Yeah, and Tassus rotating over only has a smoke as well, so they've at least drawn him back out of position.
Ooh, this is a very quick rotate.
They've gambled as well. Yeah, Cadian's here as well, so it's going to be A.
So what you got, Refresh, tested again. He's had a great start here on Inferno. He's been spotted out. Does well to find one. I can't quite believe he did. And now Shush, multiple targets, way too much. Overwhelmed. The site is Astralis's. Cadian unable to contribute. The smoke will obscure his vision. 3 versus 3, though, as the bomb just being repositioned. Bubsky opts for a safer plant. And that's all of Astralis's smokes.
2 through apartments. Is Stan going to go with him?
You'd love Tassus to draw some attention. Like if Bubsky somehow starts looking away.
Cadian almost has to swing out here early to draw attention to give the avenue for Tassus to come and attack and Stan as well. This is a hard retake.
Yeah, it is not easy.
I feel like they're just saving.
Like saving to contain?
Yeah, they're just going to try and do damage on the way out the door here. The bomb's already way too far ticked to go for this now.
They have to save in that pit. Damage inflicted and everything is lost. Bubsky and Dupree happy to keep hold of what they have. Okay, you can see there was some sort of game plan there from Heroic. Didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah, I guess they were hoping to catch them in transition as they all tried to save in pit. But very stoic stuff. Astralis didn't even wince or blink and get their second. So that steaming hot start from Heroic here is quickly being taken away from them. I know they've already won the half, but there's no reason Astralis can't have an 8-7 scoreline of their own.
Yeah, need I remind you how close these games usually are between these boys. In the head-to-head, I think we had loads of 16-14, 16-12, 16-12 again, of course, on LAN.
Heroic yesterday as well against Ents with the 2 16-14 games. So they're look, sure, they're top of the group right now, but some of the matches haven't been the easiest. Okay, well, this will be the last buy round for Heroic. And then they will have to either take a save or operate with saved rifles going forward. That's going to be the story of round number 11.
And that's the aggression. Down, throws it down range and succeeds onto Bubsky. Matches caged by the flame, and as he peeks out, eliminated. Lucky even under scrutiny as well. That is quite the start for Heroic. Right back in the saddle. Yeah, this is an Aggie one from Cadian. You're not ready for that if you're Dupree.
That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You be in the T, clearing that line coming up mid.
With your back turned to the typical AWP line that's smoked.
Yeah, it's a rough one right there. And this is a bit of a retake setup that's now been formed over towards B. Glaive peeking on in. Has Lucky not too far behind. They're not even going to smoke, just going to go contact here, and that is perfect into Stown. The boost is still in play for Tassus, and he's going to get flashed forward. See you later, Lucky. Take that M4. That's going to be 9 now as Heroic do respond after the 2. Having a quick little look around, just so people who, if you want to check out all the games, live.proleague.com. That's the link. It still works. You can find all the links for the different streams, or you can add a B or a C at the end of the current URL that you're watching on Twitch. Just for the map pool for the Vitality Spirit game, Dust 2, Mirage, and Nuke. That's a very, very handy map pool for Spirit to maybe pick up that win where there's really nothing on the line for either team in that game. And Bad News Bears versus Ents, Overpass, Nuke, and Mirage Bad News Bears picked Overpass.
Well, they're trying something different, but it's the same result. Heroic given the gift of a double. And look at the suppressing util. Glaive gets chunked by a nade, swung on by the Tessus. dupreeh caught a chunk as well elsewhere in apps. Oh, and this one's a quick 10th for the Heroic boys. I mean, I wanted to talk about the previous round. Just watching it in the replays, you could see how well-intentioned all of their util was. Like, Stown clears the close half wall, like left side of Banana from his POV, while the Molly stops anyone from having any sort of voice in contesting with him. Like, they isolate 2 1v1s in a place you wouldn't think was possible, just by virtue of their pop flashes and Molotovs.
It's so crazy. Like, the Banana utility, if you really do start taking a look at it and all the different formations, there's intent behind every single different one of them. It's not just, oh yeah, this round I'll molly logs and you molly deep, right? There's a reason for that. It's right, oh, okay, we're going to do that, and then we're going to make sure we have a couple of fallen flashes. We're going to double nade close, so then swing on that position. Guys at A, we want you to throw a deep mid molly so they can't pick us from T stairs. Like, there's... What are you meant to do?
I mean, from what we just watched there, you just saw Astralis preemptively smoke half wall for their players to double swing so they don't get locked down by an incendiary. It never comes because Stown this time actively facing and ready to just crouch spray you to death. Oi, oi, oi.
It's obviously, when it looks like that, an all-in, right, from both teams. Because if you come out on top of that fight, if you're Astralis pushing up Banana, you've got multiple kills, you've got the real estate. Let's say you trade in your favor, you're probably going to win that round. So you can see why Astralis are trying to get stuck into that direction. But look, foregoing that Banana control when you know that there's 2 Molotovs, a smoke, 2 flashes, 2 HEs, you can just sit and wait out a bunch of the utility, and all you have to do is throw a car Molotov, right? Because they can't push through that. So you just throw 1 molly, maybe a couple flashes over. Here we go again. Glaive onto a Deagle. AKs for the rest. Refresh denied any aggression out that second mid window. And this is a standard setup now. So we've got 3 towards A, 2 towards B. And the very hyper-mobile Heroic continuing to move around the map. Tessus with a half-wall. Oh, that's a nice little combo to do.
Yeah, not bad, that's it. You can throw that very safely with your feet on the floor.
Molly didn't burn, so either that was on their smoke that was thrown towards top Banana or his own. Oh, and just when you think you've got a bit of room to work with, the nades come in, and Bubsky down to half HP.
Even Cadian starting to float. Astralis have yet to commit, make their decision. dupreeh in his comfortable apartments. And Stown is flirting with some aggression here. And caught slipping. Bubsky assuming Magic's had the push. And it's resulted in a commit here from Astralis. They are starting to swing on in. Cadian Zorp ready for the first. A pop flash for the pool fight. Glaive's beret, hard to pluck. Lucky's into the site. They haven't checked Tessus. And Trigger Discipline, enabling him to at least have something. dupreeh clears him. Oh, and he's going to be frustrated about that one. You can see in the camp. They got anything left to say about this one? Refresh and shush. No fights given. Lucky's the first to strafe on out. dupreeh ready for contact. It's easy as that. Lucky, a triple kill into the site.
Tessus is going to be so tilted because I'm pretty sure that the conversation in that moment was, hey, Tessus, bait me, right? Because he could have swung at any point to help Cadian during that fight. But the fact he's let Cadian go down, he's basically playing spoiler to win the entire round. So Tessus not getting anything done here, yeah, that is the round right there. There's no conversation about that, but the money's still there. Heroic can buy. We'll get back underway here. 10-5 on the half. I think Astralis will be happy with that, considering how this one's been out the gates. It was an 8-0 start for Heroic. 2 consecutive. A bounce back from Heroic, and here we find ourselves at 10-3. This is a very important round. If Astralis win this one, they can walk away with that 5 on the half because there's not going to be any money. It's only 1,900 loss bonus for Heroic next round. So whatever they have right now on the left-hand side of their screen, plus the kills they get, plus $1,900. That's all they'll have to opt and work with for the final round of play. But things have definitely slowed down a little bit here. There's no Stown double kill within the first 10 seconds of the round, and utility being exchanged as well as bodies because they're changing crews.
Yeah.
Yes. Shift workers over
like on the
towards
oil
B.
rig, yeah. The lifeboats have brought them in, take the other boys home, get their rest and relaxation on A. You think. Little did they know. Astralis fans might want to close their eyes and not read that.
Don't read that.
Don't read that.
Don't read that.
It looks like Snappy and the boys are back to their old ways.
Just think that this is a Danish derby.
Danish derby.
That's all it is.
That's all we care about.
Don't worry about anything else. Shush is about to be tested.
He's got at least 2 here. Magisk his first victim. Glaive's not handling any of it. Smoke deployed, a minuscule gap. Kadington's been working with much and very quick from Bubsky. He had a tiny sound cue to work with. And it seems like Heroic, well aware of the financial decisions Chad has outlined, are going to pull the ripcord.
Well, let's quickly do some maths for him.
Go on.
Refresh can drop a Famis in the next round, or maybe they want to operate with an MP9 so he can play up close and personal. And then for Shush, if they want to keep him anchoring over towards his apartment's position, MP9 is fine for him. Or if he wants to go something a bit cheesy, he could go a shotgun, just going to make his life a bit more difficult on the retake.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget A² plus B² equals C².
That's true.
And there's 180 degrees.
Did we ever find X?
Triangle, right? There's 180 degrees in a triangle, yeah.
Depends on the type of triangle, isn't it?
Well, Chad, I'm pretty sure it's always 180. That was what the whole point
was. It?
I think that was what Pythagoras was talking about.
I don't know. I like you got right angle triangles. You got isosceles triangles.
Yes, there are different types. I would never dispute.
You've got cumulus clouds.
Those are a type.
I remember learning about the clouds.
Cumulus and what else? Nimbus.
I think Nimbus is from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I swear it's you don't just pluck that word out of thin air. That's a real cloud.
Smix has a cat called Nimbus, I think.
Is that based off of the Nimbus 2000 Quidditch?
Is that what they named it in the Harry Potters?
Yeah, well, one of them was, yeah.
J.K. Rowling. All right, well, it is a Famis and an MP9, so...
It's Latin for rainy cloud.
Nimbus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last round of our first half of Astralis' map pick, and we're off once again to the races. This time, they've managed to evade all of that pesky nade damage, and... Pop flash, so we are going to be seeing deep smoke, close HE, pop flash, everyone's anti, and Magisk counters the swing. More than just counters. Bubsky rocks the boat further in favor. Tess is committed to this off angle, and it does enable him to beam down one, reposition as well. That's brave, dropping his util to survive. They can't disrespect his smoke with the molly there.
Dupree's taking A during all of this.
Yeah, and Refresh still not convinced that he's not necessary on A, and they're coming towards him.
He needs 2 here at least.
He needs to have a multi-kill. Element of surprise compulsory. They're taking the bomb through apps. He's starting to piece this puzzle together.
Sneaky beaky.
Yeah, and they're just maneuvering through.
Wait, they're dropping back towards B. Just the sound cues alone?
Sound cues, yeah. Refresh's got nothing to
report. Tassus has left as well. Dupree's owned him.
Yeah, this is huge. Refresh has found Dupree and has nothing left to report.
Sector clear, Tassus.
Run! Knife is out. He hears the smoke. It only confirms their suspicions. And they're going to be coming in from 2 very different angles of assault. Going to strafe in. Got to be brave. Close that gap as best you can. The bomb's still not down. 25, Tassus. He's not going to go ahead of his teammate, is he? Refresh to clear banana side.
Against an AWP. Oh, it's an AK. Never mind.
Glaive on pool side. New box clears first. Big find, and it's a problem now. Lucky caught with his head turned and the smoke pulled. He's got info. Knows one CT. Reacts to it. Glaive just in his blind spot and on the fountain. What from Refresh? He could do it. He really could. Glaive denies. But a ridiculous one out of Refresh to finish the half out. They're hot. They're piping hot today. Heroic 10, Astralis 5, and we will be right back.
Hey Future Pros, back to Inferno today with a pretty useful Molotov. This molly will force back an AWPer playing close to porch. To execute this, use your KZ skills to get onto the corner of this railing. Aim below the wooden rafter and at the bottom of the cracked paint on the wall. Then jump and throw. This will force any AWPer playing porch side to move back onto the site. or play more aggressive, so watch out for that too. Good luck!
Flying start for Heroic on our first map. This is it, the deciding match for Group A. We're going to be trying to choose our top 3, or rather determine. Choose would be probably the worst word I could have used. But regardless, Heroic looking to top the scales, and they could very well do it here with a win against Astralis, yet to drop a game, and finishing with style perhaps. Second half of Astralis' pick, but they managed to muster 5. Don't forget we got, was it 8 at one point?
Yeah, it was 8-0, and then 2 in return, and then, yeah, a bit of back and forth towards the tail end. So 5 is actually pretty damn good, all things considered.
And I'm sure Astralis, in hot pursuit of a quick frag, they've found it with aggression up Banana, and that's going to spur Refresh and the entire squad into an execute, but he hasn't stopped. He's showing no signs of slowing.
Fight or flee, that's the question. Either way, they're forced into lucky.
Yeah, Shush has clawed something back for the boys. He could even find another here if Bubsky denies very quickly. And it leaves them in a bit of a rattled state.
This is weird.
Yeah.
So Dupree's been able to find himself in T house, and then back over towards the B bomb site, we've got Glaive, who was the guy T stairs a moment ago. So this is odd. They will have to deal with Glaive. Where are they?
They run past him.
This is just, yep, this is Heroic.
It's very heroic.
You know who you're watching.
It's very on trend. And they have maybe even found a frag. Hang on. Bubsky's in library.
And they know where he is, and they're charging him down. They got plenty of time to play between these 2 bomb sites. What is going on?
If they clear it, bro.
If they clear it.
Yeah, not going to happen. Caden's got a chance, though, on a quick block first USP 1v1, and he's managed to at least find it.
Not a lot of bullets left in that, though, Alex. Only 8 in total.
That's all he needs, mate. All he needs.
I guess it is all he needed.
Yeah, technically. He didn't have to really pull the trigger again.
No.
So. What do you make of that?
It makes sense for who we're watching.
Yes.
Yes. Look, we know that Glaive loves to run down Banana, and he's done exactly that right here, activating himself in a big way. He was quite quiet in the first half. But yeah, you could just see how odd it was. You know, Shush jumping out short behind a guy with the Glock in the back of the head. In the first 15 seconds of the round, Glaive fighting from T-stairs. You got Dupree
Great
T-house.
counter-aggression utility. Arcadian might actually render them a frag. He's got more than a frag. He's got an MP9 and Dupree down as well on his peak mid. Ooh, Astralis, alarm bells start to sound. Oh, the little early on the Molotov. It doesn't lock the CTs in or out.
If they go now, it's just one player towards pit, and that's Bubsky right now. He's starting to float forward.
It's going to be in the right place. We need a huge spray down. It's on the cards, but Shush denies. And all of that weaponry now falling into enemy hands. Astralis are going to feel very hard done by as this round very quickly slips through their fingers.
And it's the two best guns as well that have been taken. The M4 and the bloody AUG. That is a horrible place to find yourself in right here, right now.
And let's recap how we lost them.
So Refresh boshed, I think it was Dupree top mid, right?
Bonk,
yeah, and then the banana control right there. So they extinguished to fight for control. So that's that car Molotov I'm talking about. So if the T's throw that, if you want to push through it, you have to extinguish. You either have to extinguish because then there's no falling back, right? So it went for the extinguish. And on the second round, you're not going to have all the same utility unless you all go MP9s like you would on a full gun round, right? We need to have the mollies, the smokes, the HEs, the flashes to facilitate that. And with the buy, I want to say pretty even at that point. Okay. They're actually pushing in for all the guns. They did take them all. That is wild on the chase as well, completely obliterating Astralis. This could have turned into a round with a FAMAS and a UMP and then maybe a couple of Deagles on the side with some smokes that could be interesting and a whole talking point. But now they're just going upgraded pistols, a couple of HEs. Bubsky's the only one getting Kevlar. Wow, all right. This could be the turning point right here. If Heroic keep this clean, they're going to get another round next round against just pistols like this. They clean up both of those. We're talking 13-6. They win the next gun round.
You don't see people going for those kind of hunts, do you? I mean,
no.
Certainly...
Not with the AUG as well, you know? You think, oh, we'll hold on to that. It's a prize pig.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. You seen Babe? That make it across?
Yeah.
That made it across?
I think it was shot in Australia.
Oh, is it an Australian jobby?
I think so.
Yeah, the Australian pig Babe. He didn't have an accent, did he?
I don't know. I think it was shot.
He
Let
was
me find out.
very British,
Where
the farmer.
was Babe shot?
Oh, that'll do,
yeah, but
pig. He's from the country.
The wife was Australian.
That'll do. What? I don't know what I'm doing there. Sorry about that.
After 7 years of development, Babe was filmed in Robertson, New South Wales, Australia.
All right. So you probably had it first.
I don't know if we had it first.
I reckon Babe's actually Australian.
I don't know if the whole film... I know who you're talking about, though, as the man. The man.
He's been in lots of things.
Yeah, the man who's been in lots of things.
The man.
Also known as the actor.
Yes, that's the one.
Is it James Cromwell?
James
Oliver Cromwell.
Yes, not Earl Jones.
No, not Earl Jones. And Magda, I don't know how to say her last name, but she was in a... For all you Australians who are watching it, probably about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning right now.
So there's about 3 of them?
Yep. Oh, there's a couple. You guys all know Magda. She was in Kath and Kim.
Oh, right.
It's a good comedy. It's funny. Flawless. Absolutely flawless. Well, now you've already been foretold what's going to happen in this round. More of the same. But I don't know if the outcome will necessarily be that way. Let me get out of bloody Google. We don't need to be in there right now. We don't need to be looking into... Babe's a great movie, by the way, everybody. If you haven't seen it, see it. Watch it.
I think it's on my
do you reckon
list.
it's aged well?
Oh, there's a couple of things that I was really surprised by when I returned.
Didn't age well.
Yeah. Like your recollection of it is just so different.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what old movies have I seen recently. I rewatched Kill Bill.
Indiana Jones didn't age fantastically.
No.
Some people will hate me for that.
I think if you watch it for what it is...
Yeah. Do you know what? I fucked The Mummy. But then again, that wasn't really good when it was first out, so...
Yeah. Yeah. What's the actor's name in that?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
No, that's...
Brendan Fraser?
Yeah. What's happened
George
to him?
of the Jungle?
What's happened to him? What's happened to Brendan Fraser?
Watch out for that tree.
When was the last movie you saw Brendan Fraser in?
Oh, he's had a bit of a tough time, I think.
He has.
Actually.
He has. I think he's been pushed out of Hollywood.
Oof.
I think they pushed him out of the movie business.
Because, well, he was the superstar of the movie business for a while.
Yeah.
He was what Dwayne The Rock Johnson is now. You know, I reckon Brendan Fraser would have been in 2002's Jumanji remake.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why they'd be remaking it so quickly after the original, but who knows?
Was it the scarabs in The Mummy?
Yeah, there was a very haunting scene I remember my young Alex watching where they crawled through your skin. Yeah, that got me going. That got me good.
All right. Well, movie talk aside, thank you for reliving what is now probably close to 20 years ago.
There's some Zoomers in the chat that, like, when they recall their old favorite movies, it's like Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Their favorite band's One Direction.
Yeah.
It's like, that's our Spice Girls.
That's their Spice Girls,
Yeah.
for sure. For real. Not even a bait.
No cap.
No cap.
Keeping up with the kids. All right. Tessus, Mac 10, rifles for the rest. No head armor for 4 out of the 5 Astralis members here, so let's see.
Lucky's going to hit him with a little cheeky Orcs play, I reckon.
All right, the big green.
Through the half wall in 3, 2, 1. Oh, imagine! Like, that was weird.
The premonition.
Come on.
The premonition.
Maybe I actually have superpowers.
Okay.
I haven't considered it before. Actually, it's not true. I had a period where me and my friend Sam believed firmly that we actually had powers. And because we both acknowledged that I could see his powers and he could see mine,
it was real.
It was indisputable.
No, that can't happen.
Yeah,
he was the only one with head armor. Dupree had head armor.
10, dude, and Glaive has responded through the smoke. Maybe it's not the end of the world after all. A 2-2 split of their defensive resources does mean that Heroic will have a slight advantage on the execute. Lurk Smoke dropped by Refresh. He's actually returning with to join the pack. Short-lived. He's actually committing. Bubsky with a lot to do here. Lucky can float through the smoke if he's brave. And
oh, very brave.
Seems he is.
I think a fake might be on the cards here.
Yeah, the fact that Glaive's only just now rotating the steps will, confirm their suspicions. Big chance, only the one from Bubsky leaves us in a 2v2. And Bomb's safe. As is Refresh as he tucks into pit to power position. Mad just demonstrated that in our first half. And speaking of the devil, he's just arrived now on Library. Hard clear, Shush is looking the wrong way, so it does all fall to Refresh. He's been so good, but not today. Glaive says play on.
Yeah, good round from Glaive right there. Big 3-piece. I'm still blown away by that Dupree fight. Like, he was the one hitting a couple of nice shots in that first half. So to lose to Tessus in that moment right there, not the end of the world. We can see exactly that. The whole Lucky situation. So we could obviously, look, he's just caught in the middle of no man's land here. And Bubsky and Pit, I think Bubsky's clearly communicated what he can and can't cover. But this is one of the things where, as a Counter-Strike player, and I'm sure we've all been there before at home when you're playing your matchmakings, maybe you're in your pugs, you try and do too much, right? You understand everything that's open, and you're thinking, okay, well, I have to kind of cover Arch, and then I have to swing to help Bubsky. You got to pick your poison. You either go, Bubsky, mate, you're on your own, or you go, hey, Glaive, hey, boys on B, they can slip mid to B. I have to play in the site, right? And that's one of those things, is being able to make that call for yourself, to be able to play what is... Because sometimes what's necessarily best for the team is not what's best for you, and you need to get a kill to help win that round, right? It's kind of a hard thing to try and balance out.
But that perception, the immediate split-second decision-making that you're talking about is what defines a good player from a great player.
Sure, yeah, indeed. And I just want to point something out here. This is a Vega Squadron call right now from Heroic, right? We saw this from Vega Squadron like 3 years ago. They have so much money, Heroic. They could full buy right now. They have gone 4 MAC-10s and 1 AK, and they are just going to full send this.
All right, up the guts, it will be an interesting pop. Bubsky's not sure what's going on. Neither is his teammate. Bit shaken as the commit comes through. They're hearing MAC-10s. Long is lost. A barrage of flashbangs and smokes arrives. Dupree can do nothing but spray the smoke, and they're wrapping into the side. Look at the
Everyone's
minimap.
here. Everyone's
this is going to be a bloody deathmatch, and so far it's Astralis that are winning out. Nothing really to be said about these MAC-10s. They've taken the site fully. Now looks like they want to get... Look at
Stout's cut off the rotation.
What's he doing here?
He has the bomb and the rotation.
And the whole Astralis team are on A. Hello, goodbye, Magis. If he gets Lucky, there's something to be said. He spotted him out. It's the AWPer, though, and Lucky... Whew, saves Astralis from a sweaty brow.
That one right there could have been wild, but the whole round was wild. So we're still going to get another gun round at Heroic here, and I can understand they have a lot of rounds to play with to do that. I thought they were just going to rush B. I didn't realize they were going to go up middle, but that was they definitely had the utility there, but it was kind of what cards they were dealt, and they adjusted as it all happened. But if Stown didn't have the bomb in that situation, and Cadian did, Cadian could have gone all the way back to B. Stown could have covered off the rotation from CT spawn. What a crazy world that would have been. But now we're actually starting to get into a conversation. Astralis are in this. 11 to 8, 13 to 8. Don't even know numbers anymore. And they win this one. Well, now we're cooking. I checked in the first half, by the way, and I forgot to say it, but at one point, everybody at Heroic had over 100 ADR with the utility. Not ADR, utility damage, right?
Damage, yeah. So they'd all done over 100.
Yeah, and right now it's like there's a couple of players. What was this? Stown's on 300 plus, 200 for Cadian, 200 40 for Tessus, so lots of utility damage there. Oh, good read from Astralis here. We saw within the first half Heroic doing the same, playing with these CT-sided rotations, and right now there are 3 ready to receive a B execute. Bombs down towards the bottom of Banana. Still plenty of time in this round with just under 1 minute remaining. Smoke will negate any further plans they had of applying pressure, and they don't need to because that's, I'm sure, what they were looking to bait on out.
I love seeing teams just chopping and changing. Like, as soon as you see the util discrepancy, just casually walking across the spot. I've seen rounds lost when people spray the smoke as they're swapping.
Yeah.
It's a mad little mini meta we live in. 30 seconds, though, as the Heroic commit into just the 2 members of Astralis. You can see this util battle being played, and they have rotted the clock pretty damn well. The incendiary for the reactive hold, and he's actually dumped it early.
Oh, it's forcing him tight with the pull molly.
Yeah, they got 15 seconds. They can't really wait it out for too long. Magic's forced forward, and Glaive ready to draw their attention, trying to bait them in. Isolated by the flames. It's just done well to thrive with a double. Oh dear. And
Need to cover
just
this.
enough time. If Lucky does hit this wallbang, it could all be over. Sound denies with some great covering spray. And yeah, Astralis do disintegrate. Heroic's solid hold right down to those fine margins, just counting the seconds.
It did look like they had done enough there for a second, right, with just the delaying, but well, knocked on over at the final hurdle.
Holding their nerve, like Shush did so well to get double kill there. I saw the flames on the floor. He was working on a very small square of safe pixels.
Something funny happened. Stown's having a bit of a giggle there as he's looking at his teammates left and right, and everyone has a big smile on their face. So Heroic are in good spirits.
We missed the memo.
And now they're up to 14. So only 2 more rounds required. And if you caught the little highlight on your screen moments ago, not going great for the Bears, which if you're an Astralis fan watching, it means it's not going great for you either. So if you missed the social media posts, if you missed the desk at the start of the day, we had Cedric is talking to Michał Slavinsky from League Ops about all the different outcomes. Heroic and Vitality are already locked on in. The 3rd spot is the only one up for contention. That is between Ents and Astralis, and it is so unlikely that Astralis get it. First of all, they would need to win this series right here against Heroic, and Bad News Bears, who are yet to win a map in the entire group, would have to be Ents, and they've already lost the first map 16-4 on their map choice of Overpass. So let's go back to the ancillary storyline that we're dealing with at 6. It's Heroic versus Astralis in the Danish Derby. This is the one you can sink your teeth into. You can get your Astralis jersey on.
Put your Jack Jones shoes on.
You can all, talk about Hunden if you want.
Oh yeah, you could.
It's a hot topic.
Kind of bored of that topic.
Is he going to Astralis? Is he finally done? What's going on? Nobody knows.
I think Astralis, first thing they're going to do, they're going to pick him up. They're going to hire at least 3 or 4 billboards across Copenhagen.
I bet Heroic are regretting that after what happened.
All right, well, the CT buy isn't great. It's glum for Lucky. He's swallowed his pride and whipped out the baby AWP. Glaive just down to the hand cannon as well as Bubsky as well. And speaking of those members, you can see that Bubsky and Lucky's Deagle and Scout combo is going to be tested by the Heroic players here in the apps. It's Tessa's first to have a look. 3-man setup. It's a potent crossfire short side. Who's going to blink first? Changing up the Astralis setup as contact heard on Banana. Takes the pot shot, good nade to chip away.
They haven't cleared sandbags, so
they haven't.
That is a bit of an issue. 45 seconds now as well. If they want to pivot late A, Astralis will have the info, but that's about it. Coffin smoke. Yeah, it's all a fake. They know this is not going to be the B hit here. So A defenders on high alert right now. And this B flank can be fast.
Lucky, he knows he's got a timing. What a shot, and of course, what a target. Down, chips away at Tessus as well. 2 conversions with 2 scout bullets. That's great from Lucky so far. Now he's lost the sight, Cadian to plant. We've got a 3v3 though for Astralis, and now with an upgraded Glaive, they've got a shot. Refresh looking the wrong way.
There's a kit on the site as well.
They can go for this. Cadian goes for the most Aggie of quick flicks. He's actually managed to neutralize Magisk. Now Shush is the one to reaggress. Turns the flash, has a chance, and now 1v1. Dancing with him, does eliminate Lucky. And man, the finest of margins separating these two teams. Lucky did so much in that round. He gave it all his all.
That got very, very sketchy. Very sketchy. That Cadian push to shore and the flick. What was that? I was not expecting that maneuver at all. Refresh got blindsided by that. He wasn't ready for the push up mid so quick. Whew. All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is impressive stuff. So does connect. It was the Glaive that tagged him up earlier onto Stan for the one shot, but this is the 1v1 and Shush just has no issues. 19 frags alongside for the ride with Stan and Refresh closing in on their own 25s. They may not get the chance to unless this round goes the way of Astralis. Lucky already wounded. And they're just poking everywhere at the same time here. Fights to be found, fights to be won. Tessus once more. Magic's down, that's 2 dead on A. Bomb's going B though. Oh, and they just both turn their heads. That's a bit of a slip up. The banana skin of Bobski catches them both slipping. Now the commit flying through. Smoke on the CT side. It's Lucky just hugging those coffins. What's he hoping to achieve here? The element of surprise. He chose not to fire his shot. So now as it fades, they may not be looking. Stown saves this teammate just before the trigger was pulled. And so it can still end here. No kits, they'd have to find it fast. There is a smoke to at least apply some pressure. Glaives walks into the crosshairs with a Scorcher. And now Stown can finish it all. Very low HP on Glaive, can play the clock as well. Doesn't need to do anything fancy here. Stown will just play on the jiggle. Here's the pin, suspects the full, and that's the end of Inferno. 8 is all Astralis can post and muster on their map pick. And with an 8-0 start, Heroic just confirming what they started oh so strongly. We're going to be back to break it down on the analyst desk and then right back into the action, myself and Chad bringing you map 2 in a moment.
Everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the Dhl Drop Quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
Gets the kill on the first man, and the second and the third. Lined up the
think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL Drop Quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel. Because as soon as the question is asked during the stream, the clock starts ticking. You will have 60 seconds to type your answer in the chat using this format. And keep in mind, speed is important at DHL. So the faster you answer correctly, the more points you get. Keep track of how well you are performing on the leaderboard. Will you manage to make it to the top and win one of these amazing prizes?
Well, y'all out there just learned on how to participate here in the DHL Drop. And you know what? It's coming at you quick and fast right here, right now. 60 seconds to answer. And the question is, if I look at the right screen and the right camera, is which player ended Season 13 of the Pro League with an already legendary clutch? Was it Nico? Was it Simple? Was it Cadian? Or was it Tessa's? Make sure to get your answers in the chat and potentially win yourself some of these lovely items coming up later on. Ladies and gentlemen, Heroic have been able to take the first map here in the series at 1-0. In the meantime, ENCE did take Bad News Bears' map choice of Overpass as well. So it looks like we're coming to the final pages here of our first group. But in the meantime, why don't we hear from Zonic and how they're playing catch-up since Device has split?
I mean, I don't think that we are playing catch-up after Device left. I think that we had to find ourselves. It was kind of unexpected, I think, for the whole world when he left. So for us, it was working with what we had at that time. And we started out with handing the AWP to Peter, being the main AWP, but eventually found out that we actually missed him a lot as the entry and rifler. Because he was actually in a really good period, in my opinion, before Device left. And was one of our stronger players. So we missed him a lot. And then eventually, it was more of a casual thing who took the AWP. Glaive took a lot in Cologne, and that seemed to be the right choice at that time. But now we're here. We got ourselves a main AWPer, a huge talent here in Denmark, and I think that Astralis and us as a team are the right fit for him and are the right tools so that he can develop in the right direction. So no, not at all. We are a team, and nothing is won by just one player. So I think that we have showcased that over and over the past couple of years, that it's a team effort, and that's what we stand for.
High praise coming from Zonic there, saying that this is the perfect team, the perfect roster to fit him in and to help him perform. That's a lot of praise to have from such a legendary coach like Zonic when you're a player like Lucky, who's just kind of come into the scene for to pick up the AWP, the big green here for them.
Yeah, I think a lot of it references, the fact that they have a lot of structure, that they're playing fundamentally sound Counter-Strike, so it's going to help him, mold his decision-making also to be correct. And you can see from his game, it's similar to what Device has been doing. It's not trying to go for some crazy openings all the time. It's more so just being a cog in the machine that is Astralis, and he's probably the best performing player so far for them alongside Dupree.
Well, speaking about best performance, take a look at the side of Heroic. Refresh dropping 23 kills, Stound dropping 24 as well. But Refresh, before we got into the series, I pointed out the last time they played at Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, he dropped 19 kills overall in the entire series across 2 maps. Here on map 1, he drops more than he had in 2. Fantastic to see Refresh stepping up, but more importantly, I guess I should say, not him stepping up, but maintaining the level of play he's been able to so far here in the Pro League.
Yeah, finally he's found some consistency, right? It would have been just here and there. He has a really good map, but so far in the group stages, he's been playing well in a lot of the games. Had his best game the other day, I think, against Vitality, or ENCE, not 100% sure, but yeah, so far he's had some really good performances.
Yeah, it's really great to see too, because him and Tessus were the 2 players to really kind of fall, unfortunately, when it came to the last time they met. But Yenko, on that note, you wanted to bring something up?
Yeah, something that Heroic did a lot at the start was they opened with 4B at the start of their CT side, right? The reasoning for that is you use the deep smoke, you use maybe 1 or 2 mollies in banana, you throw 2 HEs. Why is this important? Because whether it's, the banana player on the T side or just the in-game leader, you're counting the nades. So you're thinking maybe, okay, maybe they started 3B, but if they use 2 mollies, a smoke, maybe even 2 smokes, that means they only have one smoke and one Molotov left. But because you start 4B, you have either the ability, what Heroic did one time is they use 2 HEs, and then after like 10 seconds, 15 seconds delay, they throw 2 more HEs in 3, because the banana player is thinking after the first 2 nades, they don't have 2 more nades, and you can kill a player just by doing that. They did that one time to Magus with 3 nades. The other thing you can do is like save that extra smoke, save that extra incendiary for late in the round. And in the first gun round, that's what happened. Astralis maybe didn't expect this smoke for Heroic to have a smoke this late. They had to commit at that point. They lost their lurker on the A site, and you can see how just saving that utility helps you. And this is also important when it comes to anti-stratting, because if you see a team play slow, why did everyone criticize Navi before for playing slow all the time? If they don't have a fast A hit in their repertoire, abs pop or something, you can do this every time, because the punish is going A fast, right? You're 4 or 5v1. So maybe it's something that they saw that Astralis likes to open a bit slower. They don't go for those faster executes, and that's why they could get away with it a couple of rounds. And they started off 8-0, so definitely helped them a lot.
Honestly, it's great to see Heroic too, because we talked about the Danish derby between these two teams of who can be crowned the best team from Denmark. It's always been Astralis, but Heroic really trying to take that title away from them. And this is a very good step to do so, taking every match as serious as you possibly can, even though you're locked in at that first place. But you guys at home who are looking to lock themselves in at the first place, our DHL drop answers will be coming quick and fast right back at you. We told you had about 60 seconds to get your answers in. And of course, if any of you pay attention to anything Counter-Strike related, you should know the answer, of course, is going to be Cadian, closing out the entirety of the last season. Take a quick look at the clip to remind you guys what all happened.
Nobody was looking, and he managed to sneak his way all the way through the backlines here and shoot Shiro in the back of the head.
Right. And what did he do after that? That's nuts. So he actually shoots the AWP in the back of the head without anyone looking.
Gets the AWP and kills the guy CT.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's knifed him, and he's gotten away with the AWP. I'm starting to get nervous. There's no way. Cadian, you can't win Pro League like this. You can't win Pro League like this. No way. Exile's left, 40 seconds and the bomb's on A. Take your time, son. You're about to make the play of your career. Oh my God, 30 seconds. Now, Exile's on ramp. He's got 30 seconds to think this one through. A knife kill? You can't. He's thinking about ramp. Jumps
Saw him.
Exile, gets the info. He just has to hit this shot, and he's done it for Heroic. The leader, calling well above his years, clearing corners. Oh no! You're an animal! Heroic have done it, and I just can't believe it. 40% of their team, only together since February.
And that leads us now into our next map here of the series. We're heading over to Vertigo with Heroic taking on Astralis, currently sitting pretty at 1-0. It'll be brought to you by Sponge and Machine after a short break.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
Now we need to get a entry fragger, but I'm bringing in my boy Nico from G2. He's really strong individually. He has a good mind. I want an entry fragger who has the head with him as well, who's able to make the right decisions, who's not only going to run in first, but not do it with the head under his arm. He knows when and how to take fights, and at his best, he will out-aim anyone. So I'll also bring in Nico for this team. The AWP player. There I would like to go with the Simple. Super strong player, right? We all know what he's capable of. 2 years in a row he's been fighting for that first place spot. And yeah, he can do unreal things with the AWP. Now we need to get an IGL, the guy who has to sit in the middle. And I think it's up for no discussion that we need to take the one who has had the most success with his team. He's brought Astralis to something that they definitely weren't before his appearance. So the in-game leader of my team is going to be Glaive. He's been doing massive work over there. And even though there's at times some banter and rivalry between me and him, I respect his work a lot. So he's going to be the IGL for this All-Star team. The star player of my team will be Zai Wu. And I think that also you can make a good argument that when you see him play alongside Nevera, where Nevera has some of the AWP duties, he's still doing just fine. His rifle work is really good. If he wants to, sure man, bring out that second AWP. I don't care if it's T or CT. Now we need a lurker, boys, and to get the lurker, we have to respect the legacy, respect the history. You might forget them in these 2021 times, but you definitely shouldn't. I'm gonna add GetRight as the lurker of my team. Back in his prime, in the early CSGO days, he literally invented this position. And he was such a pain in the ass to play against. You never knew where you had him. He was such an awesome player to play against. And even though that he is now a retired player, as the only one of the ones I chose for the team, I don't think that anyone can or should forget how incredibly good he was earlier on in Counter-Strike Go. When we're looking to add a coach to this All-Star team, it's very important that we do not only get a coach that has a strong strategical point of view, but also knows how to handle human beings with differences and is able to tell them all that, listen, we collected the best possible players for each role. I don't care if you sometimes disagree or whatnot, we have to make this work, so let's get those trophies. So I'm going with a coach that has both the strategical strong side and also the human strong side. And that's why I have to go with Sonic. The work and the chemistry that he's built in Astralis is unbelievable. So there's no other coach that I would want for the team than him.
Vertigo, map number 2. Heroic versus Astralis. The Danish Derby with all of it on the line. In terms of national pride, maybe not so much for the Pro League groups as, well, Astralis, I think they're out of luck here. But we're underway with the pistol round. Let's get stuck into it. Machine and Sponge to give you all the action.
Yeah, and they're testing B very quickly. Heroic bouncing in with their Glocks, and it's Bubsky's USP to be the first to return fire. Repositioning into more passive stance, yet to see them cross. That smoke will isolate the Jules to just that right side of the generator. And oh, lovely idea, but poor execution. They do end up getting massacred. The run boost on top of the box, one of my favorite little pocket strats. But Heroic got nothing to show for that pistol round. Nice double out of Dupree to end it. Bubsky as well receiving them as that first man.
I don't think they did a single point of damage just there. I don't think they even landed a bullet. So Heroic not picking up where they left off on Inferno. This is their map choice of Vertigo. Wake me up before your Vertigo go.
I love it. It's just something so simple, but it's so satisfying. Run boost onto a high elevated.
Okay.
I wonder who he's mocking.
I don't know.
I wonder who he
I
could
don't know.
possibly be.
Do you think? Maybe he's just that fired up, Alex. Maybe he's been.
Look, Chad, you were just saying it's about pride. Maybe it is
all legitimate.
A grudge match, perhaps. Dupree hates Cadian. Heard it here first.
Oh my God!
That's right.
The drama,
That's
the
right.
TMZ.
You wouldn't believe what he's been saying about him behind his back. We've got to keep it somewhat interesting. The soap opera of Counter-Strike continues.
Well, this little regress with the rifles top of A ramp is about to get hot. Tessus is the only one watching.
Oh, he's done so well to get, never mind away from that, but does damage as well. It doesn't deter them, and great spray from the boys there as chipped away even further. Refresh finished off by the nade. So they got some deegs, they got a couple of players still alive, and Sandbags to be cleared, he wouldn't go for the wall bang.
Oh, he sees your little turd, doesn't he? Does he? Does he? Does he?
Spotted something. You can see his furrowed brow, but he doesn't mind when Magic strafes on out. Stound does well to cage him.
Alex, Bubsky and Glaver low.
They are. It's not out of the question of Acadian Scout.
This flank for Dupree could be the undoing factor here. He is just going to push to contain. Stound sound cue will be heard, and that forces Dupree forward. So should be only a matter of seconds here, unless something catastrophic unfolds.
Brrr. Not even. The one little burst, and Dupree dunks for our finish. Nice start from Astralis, getting into Heroic's map pick of Vertigo. We also get to see a bit more of Astralis' Vertigo, which isn't one we always get to see.
Yeah, and I think with Lucky on board, every new map that we get to witness from them will be seeing in the direction they want to go. It is going to take a lot of time for this Astralis roster to get things where they want it.
Fun fact Friday for you, Chadney.
Okay.
This is actually the first Vertigo we've seen between Astralis and Heroic this year.
Okay, well, that's
so
quite nice.
You get to see how that one shapes up.
How do you feel about the AK on Stound right now?
I reckon it's going to do absolutely nothing. He's going to catch a nade, and then...
catch another nade.
His teammates will pick up the AK, and then they might catch a nade.
Yeah, this hasn't gone to script whatsoever. Refresh actually invested in getting that into the hands of Stound, so... Oh, they are so dead. They are so dead right now. Gonna get absolutely wrecked out here, and that's a free AK going into round number 4. So in the first 3 rounds of play, we only have 2 kills, assuming Cadian doesn't get anything done with this dirty dig. Dupree's doing what Refresh did in the early stages of Inferno, just racking up frags here, there, and everywhere. Bit of a standoff.
Yeah, like the silver in me is just happy that they've retrieved the AK-47. I was worried that was going to sit idle on those stairs a little too long, and now Cadian will be hunted down, and they're probably just happy to have had an SMG grab that one, an extra $600 for their AWPer coming into round 4.
I don't know. The AK buy into a B rush, like, interesting, curious indeed. Now Refresh has to operate with a Deagle. He has the utility behind it he requires. Everybody else with the AK-47, so if everything goes to plan, he will be able to pick up an enemy's weapon or maybe one of his teammates, so not the end of the world. Gap smoke coming out towards scaffolding and fast mid. It's just a bit. Lucky stuck in. He's already dead. Cadian down to 8. Might want to be careful as he jumps down towards middle, and there's another. So trying to play around the smokes. Tessus over the top. It's a 2-man advantage quickly here for Heroic in round number 4.
And yet they return to B. This is where Dupree, who's scorching hot start in these opening 3, has netted him 7 frags. And Tessus is continuing. Just sending him A, he's just single-handedly winning the duels. Magisk and Glaive both down to his hand, and Util into B, they start their commit. Dupree could still cause an issue.
Both close, aren't they?
Oh, but flashed off at the perfect time. They catch him in the open. And only Bubsky. 1 man against the army, and the flash looks good actually to peek out for another. Looking very threatening is Bubsky. Will take just 2. And Astralis will fall in the 4th. Okay, 3-1. Refresh doesn't have to pay too much of a price for that AK-47, and now he gets one of his own.
Interesting purchase here from Astralis. Like, this will be the first real gun round, right? There we had a couple of emissions with this MP9 you get to see falling out of the hands of Lucky here. But they've gone double AWPs into the next round of play. So Lucky, yeah, we understand that. Bubsky wielding the secondary, and, well, he's going to be holding middle with that big green. So, look, it makes it a bit easier for them to hold on some of these longer range fights, but regardless of that, Magisk is getting stuck on in. Glaive doing what Glaive does best, pushing straight on down Scaff. And this time he takes down Tessus.
Well, that's one response to the Tessus A lurk of the round prior.
Now, when they head back towards B, Bubsky's AWP is here. This is an easy kill if they just jiggle in without a flash.
which you'd expect them to do considering Lucky firing off shots elsewhere. Util is going to come over before the peak, and just as Vision's denied, so is Shush. And Heroic back to the drawing board.
Yeah, they're stalled out completely here. Right, they know that Dupree is likely over towards quad on B because he dropped a smoke on the molly. Refresh would need to hit this kill, and playing around the smokes is Glaive evacuating at the perfect time. So you need to fill this void that he left, but as you push on up and you try and take this control, you have to worry about sandbags late. They have a molly for that. And you also have to always keep an eye on the re-aggression through Scaff. Yeah, this is great. I do love this.
Just clearing it through. Sounds good for one. Magisk will tuck into the sandbags, begging for Lucky for some sort of support. He actually doesn't need it. Gets another on the repeak. Cadian slipped the net a little. Magisk obviously aware of it. But a
nice
first shot out of Cadian. It's a good one. Lucky should have the deny here. Cadian's tried to fake it out. Bubsky with the AWP calls the buff as well. Nice catch from Cadian. If he could get the bomb down uncontested, now opts for another fake. Not ready for Lucky. Never mind Dupree. So Astralis quickly punch Heroic back down.
And they didn't actually pick up the secondary AWP there. So the game plan that they had in that first gun round, I don't know why they wouldn't have grabbed that. Maybe Bubsky didn't want to rock a secondary AWP. They've juggled the guns across. 4 M4s.
Now you'd think MAC-10s indicate something quick. Heroic have bought 2 MAC-10s alongside for the ride with these Kalashnikovs, prioritizing perhaps a set of nades.
Yeah, they're not on a full commit right here. Right? They've just limped out the utility to kind of dissuade any early aggression, boosting over the left-hand side of the smoke, and we might have a fight here any second. Dupree needs to be very careful about this. Can't fumble his movement and make a sound cue. But being so up close and personal, it's an all-in position, but it also gives him a lot of info that there's nobody pressuring his sight.
Oh, jeez. Tessis is ready for the off angle of Magisk, and Glaive there as well. Double.
Great stuff.
Straight into the sight. Tessis is comfortable at the moment. And he's even ready for that. Lucky holding what could look like a safe angle has resulted in his loss of the AWP. What are you supposed to do? It's been scavenged away, thrown away towards Cadian as well to play from short.
Yeah, it might be a save call here.
Has to be, I think.
I don't think we'll see a chase like we did out of Heroic on Inferno after they won their force buy and then took away all the guns. I think Bubsky and Dupree will be allowed to live here. But that's all Tessis. There's no other conversation about it. That's 2 huge shots to hit.
And that's 2 rounds where his 2 kills on A have opened up the round.
Yeah, working this ramp as well, I guess it's a fight in the beginning of the round that you can potentially talk about in a similar vein as Inferno, all the utility being thrown out from both teams, right? So we obviously know the aggressive CT smoke that goes down towards the bottom of the ramp, but in response to that, there's been a couple of smokes that come out. Nafany and Art kind of popularized the one that you throw bank off the wall that lands next to the scaffolding position. You can one-way over that, see top crane. You can also use that to avoid any Molotovs and whatnot coming out of the scaffolding and gap position. And then it's about the flashes the CTs are getting, how much do they want to fight. There's so many little micro details in those utility combinations. But money not really here for an Astralis buy. Now, we can see some deagles in the hands of Lucky and Glaive right now. Dupree and Bubsky have those carried across M4s. They also have full bags of utility on their belts as well as head armor and kits. So it's a round that they can definitely work with. But the conversation in the timeout is, do we want to fully invest behind these 2 saved M4s, or do we want to just take a bit of a partial? And I wanted to say it looked like it was going to be the partial situation. Magisk has bought all the way down to 600 left in the bank balance. Lucky probably wanted to hold on to a little bit more. They only get 1,900 in the next round of play here. So it might be this buy and then a weaker one next round if they don't hold on to any of these guns. Let's see how far they can push this.
Tessis is testing his luck again. Flashed through by his squad, and he's holding up that upper ramp.
Avoided the nade damage there nicely as well. So much pressure already being applied towards A, and it's forced everybody from Astralis to respect this. They've all headed over here to bolster the defense.
Yeah, in your Inferno analogy, in your Banana analogy, consider this half wall. He's up. And the next fight's a little more threatening. They've got so many bodies here. Astralis is so ready for it. Bubsky could be TSS's first victim. He is, stuck between two fights. The first bullet out of Lucky's Deeg is a good one. Cadian does catch another. But they are testing B, and that should be enough for the bomb to start slinking back as well. It's up to Magisk here. Like, if he can, in any way in capacity, stop this clear and make it seem like B is unsafe, Shush will at least take that space, and you'd think that's enough. Glaive is going to test the waters, but it results in his death. More to come. Dams down. Okay. Just ensuring that everybody knows the round is over.
We stay with your water theme there for a moment. It's like Heroic had, you know, multiple fishing rods in, right? They were having a look to see if they could get either bomb site, and that's one of the things that Heroic do quite well. And I think it's an undervalued, well, I don't know if it's undervalued. Maybe it's underutilized by certain teams. But you have to have so much confidence in your individuals to be able to do something like that. Because if either prong just gets completely decimated, doesn't trade, doesn't value life, isn't able to get information or at least territory, then you've just gone on two different fronts and lost on two different fronts.
Fair. But do you not think by the nature of the beast that is the CT side, always having someone to punish that reaction, as in, you know, the whole idea is you're trying to hit the site with the least amount of defenders, right? So if you're kicking up a fuss on one part of the map, it feels like it's almost, you're missing out. If you don't have someone to confirm your suspicions about forcing those numbers across, that's just doing it in like hard mode where you don't have a body of the assault. You just got a 2-2 split. Lucky did lose out on the last second of that save as well, so very nice stuff from Heroic to make it hurt extra. No bonus AK-47 in the mix for this eco. Yeah, what you're talking about there is like how good lurkers can be, right? Yeah. But you need to know when to be an aggressive lurker or a passive lurk. Shush is about to farm a couple here, jumping across the screen. They TK, but they do get the kill. So a 2 for 1. Now Stound's chance. How many is he going to pick up of the remaining 3 CTs? Bubsky hanging out at a festival on top of a porta potty right there. Porta potties, you're sending me into a dark rabbit hole of memories there. Do you want to get into discussions about, like, no, actually we won't. We won't. No? Nah. Not even going to tell me what you were thinking?
No,
okay,
no.
You cook that one up in the chamber.
There's certain things that are probably too unsanitary for broadcast. I'll leave that one off the list.
Oh, Portaloo stories, yeah.
Been in a couple in my time. Especially, dude, here's the thing. This is to anybody out there who has ever had to use a portable toilet on a site or a festival when it's 40 degrees. It's like an oven of human waste.
Yeah. Oh, you've been so very articulate. I completely understand what you're talking about.
The aroma.
On a hot summer's day. Yeah. The plastic, like they already, because there's just the heated plastic already gives you a certain twang. It does.
Oh, it's always joyous as well when there's the cobwebs and there's like spiders up in the corners.
Well,
and stuff.
Stop now. You got me a little anxious.
Heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, like especially in Australia, you got the little bibbly wobbly, tiny fingernail spiders that can kill you.
Yeah, well.
9 rounds of play. This is our 9th. No spiders here in Counter-Strike. You're safe with us.
But we are on the web.
Indeed, we are, Dad. The World Wide Web. I heard Trace say triple W. Has anyone ever said that before? I'm almost certain like that we all agreed at one point when the internet was created, we just say the W's. But triple W, it works, it's functional. Is it quicker than saying WWW? Probably is. Triple dub. And it looks like it could be a heroic dub here. They have the site. Tessus is dead. Oh, he throws everything he can as he does escape. Evades the flames. Panic stations, though, for Astralis. They're going to have to get out of there. I mean, they'll have to go for one of these eventually. Lucky catches the early hunt from Cadian.
They might actually want to have a push for these now. So they have a little bit of bank balance now, Heroic. So if they want to try and take away and deny the AWP, we know how much of a cruel mistress the CT side economy is. Not necessarily the easiest of lines to get past. And you've got Magisk here ready to drop a smoke on his shot. So this is reactionary stuff just to deny the hunt.
And you got Glaive making sure they can't flank through A. So they should be safe and sound. Doesn't look like Heroic are going to get too ravenous for it.
And on the T side of Vertigo, you don't really need to operate with an AWP. It's nice to like pick over the A ramp smoke or lock down a little bit of territory. You love seeing it on the Ts when they get A control, you know, from sandbags. Bomb goes off, and now Heroic will take the lead in this one. First time that they have actually taken the lead in this map. It's 4-1 at one point after Astralis opened the account with the pistol round, the conversion, even weathered the storm of the hero AK, but they still lost that first gun round. And Cadian has actually bought into the T-sided AWP here. More heavy presence middle, very fun. Oh, that's naughty.
Oh, the counter nade's almost as good, though. Did that just do 150 damage? That must have been right on the money.
So they get the kill, but to be fair...
Technically.
Yeah.
But as numbers go, Astralis' nade is better. And that could have done even more. All right.
Was juicy, wasn't it?
Very juicy. Loved the nades, though. They bounced them off the girder, dunked on Glaive, a counter-response nade from the B site, dunks the three-man heroic mid-take to 50 HP apiece. And we're left with a very fruity mid-round. Get ready for a weird one, because you can see they're all spread out on the default. They've parked down in mid, anticipating a boost for info or a clear of the corner one way or the other. Cadian in support of that.
If they head to A, that's the best option right now because they can just smoke Lucky off. But Heroic, they don't know exactly what this CT-sided setup is looking like. Shush is very passive watching B, so there could be B lobby control granted.
He's coming back to mid.
Yeah.
They want to just basically carry on as they were.
Now, this is where it could really fall apart. Magisk is close towards the sandbag position. It's likely he gets more than one frag from here.
Yeah, you'd expect at least one. Oh my goodness, a very quick double. Stown does well to make his low HP count, and he does
25.
evaporate. They are going to have to be very quick. Dupree lies in wait for the B commit. Shush is going to have to go off this. The pop flash was great, but vision has restored. And Dupree, he saw him, just a glimmer of his head.
Wait, they're going
And
A.
more shots confirm this B presence. It forces the rotate. Shush has sold it, and they will have time to plant on A.
I didn't even keep track of that. I thought it was the full B commit. They've got the bomb down. Now they've got themselves a 3v2 situation and having to retake a Bubsky and Lucky. Good luck.
Oh, and already Tessus finishes it off. Shush was kicking up such a great fuss. He convinced Chad Sponge Barchill.
They were chasing their tail. Well, I was chasing my tail there. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay, so they're going for the B split off. The fact that they get the bomb, they get out, they get back to A, and Shush gets the kill.
Stan was mid with the bomb at 10 HP, right? I'm pretty sure he had the bomb.
At about 25 seconds.
This is Glaive taken down by those lovely stack nades off the girder. Magis nearly gets 3 here, and this is how it ends.
Oh. Either he saw Lucky and started shooting and then Bubsky ran into it, or he started shooting at Bubsky and Lucky ran into it. Either way, that yikaroonies.
One way from Shush. That's going to get you Feckles up on B. Ooh, what the bloody hell is that from Bubsky? Strolls into mid, snaps the head off of Stown, and leaves triumphant with an AK-47. He's heading towards A as well. He needs to be there, and he will be in time.
One-way smoke dropped out over towards the crane here. Will give them a bit of a buffer right now, Astralis. But off of that one-way smoke, are they going to look for info, or are they just hoping that it forces Heroic away? Yeah, they're just going to go on this. And they've negated the one-way... Oh, no, wait, that's a CT smoke. All right. Space is being taken. Magis could have to do something crazy here.
Yeah, and that AK to Overwatch Magisk's pushed up gap. Playing around it enables a little bit of an element of surprise. It's going to be even trades favoring Heroic, though, as Shush does catch that aggressive Deeg. And they're not rushing this plant. They're really not rushing. Lucky lingers, pops on up, and Shush still too good. They're all full health. Nade will tag him up, but not much more than that. Heroic just, it always feels like whenever there's someone has been caught out, there's another member that hasn't on their takes. You know, like Astralis, a lot of their gimmicks and moves do find success, but Heroic often have a response in the form of an active teammate ready to trade.
Yeah, it's good, right? It's like we lose this piece, but that's fine, right? Your piece is worth more, and that's quite nice. If you can make sure that they're never getting the multi-kill, or if they are, you're taking the space like they did in that previous gun round. It's going to be a rough time out here for Astralis. So 7-4 reads the score. If you, yeah, I was going to say.
Bad news, Bears are being competitive.
Yeah, I think Peter from HLTV tweeted that last season, no team didn't win a map. right? Everybody won a map.
Most people won 2, I think.
And Renegades, I think, on the last day is when they finally picked up a win, right? They were in the same position as Bad News Bears going into the final day last season. But yeah, the Bears getting back into it. Taking a little bit of a look over there with the Spirit Vitality game. Spirit actually won the first map 16-9.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to say I predicted it, but I do a little stream in the morning, Alex, and I said that I think Spirit are going to win that one. Just based off the fact that
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't think that Vitality are going to try. It's that I think both teams are going to try, right? But I think that the map pool actually and the looseness that Spirit can play with, it lines up very nicely for them.
It's the kind of Counter-Strike that attributes well to their style of play.
Like, the map pool they got is fantastic. They get to play Dust 2, Mirage, and then Nuke being the leftover. If it was Overpass, they would have really been loving that. But Dust 2 and Mirage are great for them.
You don't love to hear all of that util on B when you've gone for a gamble stack mid, and Dupree, as he does return from his mid vacation, is hit with bullets. Bubsky's finished off onto Shush. Refresh though, huge opportunity, and Bubsky jumps straight over him. Oh, multiple members didn't expect you to be there. Hiding in plain sight, I think. Tessus's flank has knocked Magis for 6, and yeah, just saving as best he can is lucky. Hasn't had much of an opportunity to contribute in this round. They hit the perfect site. Astralis had 2 members stacked in mid that round, and Cadian's even hunting.
Oh.
Kill him.
Bit hard done by there.
Yeah, he's got a no-scope in him. Woo! Doesn't even need to with the quick fingers on that. Does get to the right click in time, and it's Tessus that will ruin his day.
It almost gets him there again as well. Lucky with those keen young eyes. What's he looking at? 18, that's right. Yep. 18. Do you remember 18?
I was taking it all for granted. Rushing B. Eyes are in the sky, avoiding nades. Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the bloody world.
Off to LAN, packing my computer into my mum's car.
18.
Getting beaten up at nightclubs.
What time to be alive. Well, upgraded pistols here for Astralis. Let's see how much more of an onslaught are coming on in for Heroic, because it's pretty clear they want to head towards this A-bomb site early. Elevated position from Magis, can't convert. There is a lot of clear runway towards this A site right now. They're just pushing, they're fighting, they're biffing, they're beating them.
Let's give it to Stout. He wants his 4th. He's going to go for a stylish smoke Glock push. Got very quick 3.
You can reload now.
No, he's committed to the Glock now. It's
but he can reload now.
Glock-only mission.
Okay. He might get the ace now that he's reloaded. Cadian, he wants some too. Stoun's been great in this group stage. It's really good to see. This is the thing. I think like Heroic, when we can talk about them being a good team, it's great when we go, yeah, Tessus is playing well and Refresh is having his moments and Cadian's AWPing and calling well. And it just because this is how most teams seem to function for consistency purposes, I want Stoun to be the consistent star, right? I want him to be contributing at a high level. We know that Refresh is a bit more of that X factor, Shush is a bit more of that anchor player. So I think
that looks great crazy from that POV, actually. Love that. It's like the perfect 3-man spray cam. And that was a little bit of a deviation from the 3-man spray definition, but very stylish all the same. 9 for Heroic on their T campaign here. Map 2, only game of the day on our main stream. And speaking of X Factor, Refresh has walked straight into Bubsky's mid-fight and just demanded a frag and gets an AWP for good measure. I think Refresh actually denied that. He said, no, not interested.
It's kind of like they're just scrimming on him right here. It's so fast. They're just going for these fights, and then they hit the brakes, they hit pause. They know aggressive maneuvers have to come like this, and that's a great response from Glaive. Smoke Criminal. I think he's probably taken that title from Stewie.
Yeah, he was up to his usual smoky antics in an earlier game I was watching.
Yeah, I think it was the first Inferno game we did with him with Spirit, where he was just like running down Banana, just owning everybody. It was wild.
It did look like he was up to his old tricks.
Now that you've lost all this A control, they're about to risk going through. How many can Glaive get?
Oh, this is Glaive's world. We're just living in it. Molotoved him off nicely, and he just dumps Util and Scarpa. So Heroic have done that. Didn't have to do much, actually, to take him out of that part of the map. And that suddenly opens up Vertigo again. They can play the Fakey Boy style, but I don't know if they've got the time for that. They've got no prongs outside of this body of assault.
Oh, re-aggression.
Yeah, he loves it. And Cadian tagged up heavily, burnt to a crisp. Magis finishes the job, and it will be the double aggress, this time onto Stound's position. He's ready, gets nothing for it. Solid, active defense here from Glaive and Magisk. Need a scorcher out of Shush, and already tagged up heavily. Need to find this missing ingredient. Glaive has evaporated. The bomb does go down. No, it doesn't. Great timing on the wall bang. Round one. Lucky's pulled it off. Shush will just have to hide in plain sight, and they'll let him have it.
Ooh, they got the ult back there as well. Dupree just got his hands on it there before the round ended. So that's important. Money isn't fantastic for Astralis, and we are going into our final round of play here. Money on the other side of things for Heroic is great. Right? They can have whatever they want and more. They wanted to buy for themselves a couple of times, leave some AKs in spawn, get your Deagles, buy a Zeus, treat yourself, right? Why not? It's been a good half.
Yeah, Cadian can choose his favorite AWP skin.
They'd love a 10-5 though. They would love a 10-5 here. Upski, well, he's on a 5-7. That's all he can afford. Yikes.
Tess is trying his little flash play where he gets flashed on through by his teammate. No sound cues this time. Sails on through. Report. Sandbag Molotov down, but that's the counter. Oh, Magisk. Magnificent. 2.5. From a... Oh, perfect little off angle. Look at Shush. He didn't get cleared by Dupree there.
Did he see something?
Nothing. Just hanging out. But yeah, to return to Magisk, he's done that on his own. See how much it's destabilized Heroic. Refresh walking up on that close wall. Glaive in partnership with them may get caught out here. Oh, dear. Straight through, double domed. Astralis open for business. That's the counter. Popsky's going to get 2 here. Dancing around with a 5-7. They will snatch a 6th. Okay. Little sign of Astralis baring their teeth in our final round of that first half. The second map, it's Heroic's turf, 9 to the good. We'll see what happens in our second if Astralis can push us to 3.
Ivy.
Oh my god.
B. Connector.
2 outside.
No, connector. Nice. Connector last.
Side. Well, get my... One else. One behind bridge.
Behind 6.
Nej!
Oh, what a position. Connector.
Oh! What a good...
Pop. 1 HP. Hey!
Outside, rushing.
Outside. Last, behind red.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh my god.
FB. No, connector. Nice.
Oh.
Both B maybe. Yeah, both B. One is low. What? Nice.
Gather the energies, pull yourself back together, and staying off track forever. child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Rebirth's a tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound.
Heroic up to their usual tricks. ESL Pro League and the defending champions return to lock in a top spot in Group A. This is the last day of Group A's group play. My name's Alex, otherwise known as the Eternal Rhymes. It's my stage name.
That's your stage name?
Eternal Rhymes.
Eternal Rhymes.
I think Eternal J might have something to say about that.
Yeah,
actually.
maybe.
He might have something to say about that. We'll work on it. Either way, you can catch those boys over on the B and C. We have got 3 simultaneous broadcasts for our last day of Group A. Hey, it's the Pistol. Cadian's having a look. He's going to die in 3. Never mind, changed my mind. Glaive's lost his, and they're charging up short. Tessa's a perfect angle over the smoke to knock another. It's Cadian instead that snatches it. He wants them all for himself. And 3 more players spotted. They know exactly where the remaining players are. The rotate's on its way. Cadian decides he wants to push short this time, and it's the perfect time. Oh, God, he's got them all if he wants them. 3 frags for the in-game leader, and only Dupree left.
Well, the flank's coming in, so I don't expect him to be too long for this world. They're about to work out.
No, he wins this.
He does?
Yeah. You don't remember?
No. I'm done remembering.
He hits 2 ridiculous. That actually first one got me a little excited there. Nice. Either way, that is going to put 10 very quickly into the pockets of Heroic, and I might even hazard a guess at an 11th.
I hate that pistol round.
Why?
Well, look, at the moment I'm playing like probably the most Counter-Strike I've played in years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play like a boatload of CS just to make sure that I'm not just bad, right? And when I play Vertigo, the level of creativity that I see from individuals is rush, gap is what we call it in the pug world, Alex. Scaffolding.
Yeah.
And we'll smoke the left side, and we'll run it into the side. So you know what I do on the CT pistol? I play a bloody CZ75 and a smoke, and I just smoke short, and they stop. And that's it. That's the round done.
Counted it.
That's it. Thanks for coming. Anyway, 1x bet odds at the top of your screen.
Look at him. He's not done.
He isn't done. He hasn't even started, actually.
I think you're that's enough, Cadian. Come on now.
Oh, he's having fun. Let him have some fun. Because you know what they were going to do, Alex? Cadian has heard us on the VODs when he's watched them back go, all right, guys, and what you're going to see the Ts do here on the full eco is they're going to wait out all that utility here, make it as costly as possible for the CTs because they're going to have to use all their nades. So Cadian's gone, I'm bloody fed up of that.
Chad, you just raised your voice. You have to be considerate, you know. Someone's watching this on the TV.
Oh, on the telly.
They're co-living. They've got, they have roommates, they have family members, and you've just got obnoxiously loud for no reason. They can't explain that one. Sorry, everyone. Sorry if that disturbed your roommates or upset anyone. What am I saying? I literally shout.
When it gets hypey.
When it gets hypey.
All right, first gun round underway here, ladies and gents. Dupree, ooh, through the deep molly, toes tickled, 87. Cadian, another little adventure here. We're going to have to call him Dora the Explorer soon.
Oh, Magis, this is yours all day of the week. Doesn't actually need to get activated or spotted out. Glaive has caught him, and Cadian definitely just biting on that bit. He really wanted to keep going. He's been enjoying the aggression from the pistol and the following conversion. 11-6 Heroic stand as the first buy from Astralis has netted them that opening kill, and Tessa's going to be playing a reactive smoke defense here. Oh, he's going to walk up on this.
This is a naffy smoke here.
Very naughty here, and Refresh can perhaps provide some support. Glaive's looking the wrong way. Tessa's unloading his mag.
Oh,
dink lucky, and Refresh decides to play it passive. Understandably so, I say that. He may be biding his time. Castown wants a fight. Magis greets him with lead, and only one man left for the job. It's Refresh, and Magisk has already chipped quite heavily away at his health pool. And a bit of a race now against the clock. He can't leave.
He's screwed.
Yeah, he can't go anywhere. He has been hunted down. Dupree, his next challenge. He actually finished him off.
I don't think he'd be ready for Bubsky right now. Yeah, he's just going to run with the knife out here in the butt. With some of the flicky one-taps, like the last on Inferno, one of those shotty, I was like, all right, well, okay, maybe.
Refresh on the last one before the break, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, okay, they kept it costly-ish, right? So only 2 Astralis players survive. They do win the round. They can drop guns across, and they can get the buy going. I think Glave's going to operate on something a little bit lighter. Yeah, Mac 10 being purchased on in. But an interesting little aggressive maneuver there from Heroic, not panning out by any means. And now they're going to be the ones in the odd buy scenario. 2 Deagles, 2 M4s, and the AWP. No kits, light on util. Stan's pretty animated too, isn't he? Loves a good reaction.
He's been marinating in that Cadian marinade for a year or so.
It's juicy, isn't it?
Yeah, Refresh has immediately responded to their utility. This boost is perfect. Enables them to at least cut Glaive down to the side.
So
what are you up to? Testas wanted more. Wasn't happy with the man advantage. Refresh still in a lot of jeopardy around that smoke. Oh, they're peeking.
And the gun.
Gets the gun. Doesn't get away. But Stoun's still ready to punish. This is a weird one. Just constantly expecting Astralis to have something somewhere else, but the whole squad's here, and now they should have a plan. Should have a round.
Should have the rounds, yeah. I don't think Cadian's going to risk this retake with that AWP, so now it's just about a matter of Shush defending him and maybe trying to find a rifle throughout all of this. But the response there, the thing that I loved about that was it's almost a bit of a bait and switch. So it's like, you're going to molly sandbag, that's a standard protocol when you're taking the A ramp as a T. And the response is, we'll have this boost ready, because what's going to happen is 2 different things. If you smoke yourself out, they're either just going to focus, wait for you, smoke will fade, and then they can re-molly you. Or get some HEs. Exactly. And if they pull the HEs out and that boost comes in, they are looking towards sandbag. They're not looking towards the boost anymore. So attention has been drawn. Tessa's coming out again. Hungry to save Refresh there. Very hungry to do so, right? So that cost him in a big way. And then the trades fell in the favor of Astralis. And now, well, the scoreline is more than respectable. 11-8. Will have to be an economical scenario. And here's the little tower. Run boost off for star points. I don't think... You think that's what thrust him into it?
That's it.
I got a bit horny off of it.
Dude, if you've got the run boost, you're feeling pretty frisky. You just hit the first kill. Refresh is probably screaming about the pressure he's feeling. He's like, I got this. You get that superhero moment. Didn't quite manage to manufacture it. So we are going to be seeing them play an economical.
Yeah, this is a bit of an off angle here in middle.
Yeah, Astralis were trying it too. Cadian has that AWP, and you even walk to Dhl up close, you know. If Astralis do commit to this, this is like the best bet Heroic have had, and there goes one. Will he get greedy for the AK?
Oh, the buffer of that smoke is not big enough. He can't drop off.
Oh,
what? Darn it.
No way, they got him, and he's even gotten away with the AK as well. The mid setup's sprung its trap, and Astralis is so worse for wear. They're wobbly. Where did everyone go? Evaporate in middle. It was a Shush double. The P250 on top of him.
Magix does have a lot of space here, mind you. Now, Testis is babysitting it with some jiggles here. Oh, but just in the timing, he's gotten 2. He's been able to get this A bomb site open for business. dupreeh now's hearing the rotation. He's going to get Refresh for free here as well. Magix has just won the round.
He might just do it all on his own. Cadian's already prioritizing the save, you'd imagine, despite them having a 5v2.
Refresh has been so loud. dupreeh's heard all of this, right? He's just sitting down here in the hidey hole with his bomb on the back, hoping that more kills come to Magix, and he's pushing forward. He's now over towards CT spawn. He's going to get Cadian here as well. Spoke too soon.
And so dupreeh to finish what his Magix has definitely started. He's pulled it straight into the realms of reality. Cadian to trifle with him, and I think he's got the info. That's huge. If he can get this bomb down. Got a 1v2 to play. Molotov out, ready to spray, and he's already caught one. The spread just a little too much. Oh, fine margin to separating dupreeh from escape there. I'm not sure how much more it was going to spread. A touch more on his back and his S key.
Committing to the spray as well. Like, Cadian opted to just dip away, didn't he? Because I think Cadian maybe at that moment could be reconsidering the save. This is how it all started. This was the real action right here. And then Magix, the timing, because Tessis was just jiggling that, right? So what's happened is Shush has come across. Shush is now going to take that, and Tessis is going to reposition to heaven. But because this all happened in a split second, Magix almost stole the round away right there. That was mental. Unlucky for dupreeh.
Yeah, and Maluko.
Double AWP response here for the CT side as well. And as we can see, the money, well, it's not fantastic for Astralis either. They're going to get out some AKs. Magix could go an AK head armor here or Galil with util. Depends on the util. It will be prioritized. So they only have 4 smokes. I feel they're very, very valuable on a map like this, on the T side. Well, valuable on every map, really. 3 mollies, no HEs. 5 flashes in total. And that'll be counting with Chad, so thank you very much.
You can count them on 3 smokes from the get-go. I imagine they'll still be throwing out that short smoke off the break. And Bubsky will be deploying that. So yeah, left with just 3s for this 21st round of play. Double orbs in play from Heroic.
They just used another to feign B control as well. So they've already burnt through 2 of their smokes immediately. Make that 3. They've used 3 of their smokes already. They need to find something off of this.
I mean, Tassis is there for the taking on his own. You just have to beat him. And Cadian's there for mid. Refresh does have a teammate in the form of not only 1 AWP, but 2. And it's only Cadian that's connecting right now. Stown peeking out, but it's a solid defense and nothing to report from Astralis' mid-adventure. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, sound cue's been heard here as well. They know that they're trying to mantle up on this box. Oh, what is this? Cadian.
Confidence. Overconfidence, perhaps. The boost as well. They're repositioning. Refresh could be caught here. Does get spotted out.
Getting a bit weird now.
It certainly is, but looks like normality is restored. Refresh puts himself on to 18 with a quick double to put the Heroic boys within 3 rounds of closing this out. And it looks like it could very well be 2. Just Glocks, 2K in the bank account, nothing for Astralis to spend into our next round of play. We'll see this from Cadian's POV. The first for sure. He did get a bit pushy after his second.
I have some bad news, Alex.
The Bears?
The Bears.
Nuke?
They lost 16-11, which with it, the ramifications in our matchup right here mean Astralis can no longer qualify even if they were to win this series.
And that is a product of an incredibly well-played series between ENCE and Astralis.
Where ENCE 2-0'd them.
2-0'd.
Yeah. I might just bring that up so we can remind ourselves exactly what happened.
I think, was it Nuke, that second map?
It was indeed. And that's when they were just going super fast, right?
Yeah.
They were doing a lot of those faster maneuvers that we've been watching. The ancient victory from ENCE as well, picking that against Astralis, testing their limits with the new roster. And Heroic, well, just 2 rounds away right now. They will top the group. It's just about going flawless here. And, well, the main storyline of this matchup tonight was the Danish Derby. So to come out on top, this is the 4th time these 2 teams have met in 2021. The most recent was over in IEM Cologne, and that's where Astralis got the better of them. The 2 previous occasions before that, Heroic had toppled their foe. And this is always good when you, I guess, the little brother. They're always going to remain the little brother over there in Denmark in terms of namesake, but if they can, well, become one of the best teams in the world on a consistent basis, then Heroic can maybe steal a couple of those fans. Oh, 1-1 over there.
Yeah.
Nuke is the 3rd. On the 3rd, I'm going to start to favor Vitality.
Dexter on Yard, though.
You're right. Mir as well. He can be a bit of a nuisance.
This one's fallen apart for Astralis, just testing as the smokes fade and they're ready to receive them. So is Cadian. And this one, yeah, just a matter of time.
Is that good friend Peter involved, you reckon?
Peter?
Petering out.
Yes. He might be involved, I think. Oh, but I thought you were talking about Peter Rabbit.
What about Peter Rabbit?
Peter Rabbit, was he in the Wind of the Willows, or was that another one? Peter Rabbit was a separate venture?
I don't know. That we were talking about the frog the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, the frog Toad of Toad Hall. I don't know if they're related.
Okay.
To Peter Rabbit.
What about the Cheshire Cat?
And Professor Tumnus is a completely separate fellow. He's a fawn, I believe.
A fawn?
No? Is that not what he's called?
I don't know.
With the legs, the goat legs. You know, half goat, half man.
I don't know if it's a fawn.
No, you're right.
Half goat, half
it's
man.
It's not a centaur, because that's a horse, man. Half horse, half man. He's like half goat.
I'll Google it right now. Isn't the internet marvelous? Half man, half goat. No, you're right.
Really?
F-A-U-N. Fawn.
All right, Alex. Good job, brain. It's nice when it works.
Roman mythology.
And there's a legitimate reaction out of Dupree. Yep, feeling a little bested here. They've put all their pennies into utility and Deagles, and this could be the final round of play for our series of the day. Yep, Refresh has opened up onto Lucky already. They get the casualty. and disappear. There's nothing for Astralis to do. They'll dump their util. They're looking for a quick plant, it seems like. The counter util from Shush.
Yeah, they're just going in.
And it should be a death onto Refresh. Cadian's got 2 sitting ducks waiting for him, and he wants to finish it right here, and he will. Heroic, top of the group. Group A is theirs. The defending champions will get the quarterfinal bye. Mouths frothing with excitement as the Danes have done it, and they continue to advance further away from Astralis in that head-to-head. Breaking it down at the analyst desk in just a moment, Jason Kaplan and Janko Paunovic.
If you've been paying attention so far, you know that the battles have been going better for one party than the other.
Yeah.
Current scoreline 4-0 in your favor.
Yeah.
I'm not really doing too well on the mobile phone gaming device. You, on the other hand, are killing it.
I'm killing it, and I even saw that there's a little tournament thing you can enter into, which I think is pretty cool. Like just straight through the app, sign up for tournaments, and it like times in and puts you against other players.
Okay.
Maybe you'll find something at your speed there.
You've clearly won with the bots.
But you can still win for pride.
So 1v1 deathmatch.
Yeah.
Winner takes all.
That's the plan.
You sure?
Game on.
All right, let's do it.
You got nothing, bro.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Tell me when you're ready. I'll hit start.
Let's get this started. Not interested in any of that.
Wait, you don't want to fight?
Not with Big Spider Boy. It takes you so long to shoot. I can just waste your bullet. Look, shoot again. Go on. Yeah, waste another one. That's good. Nice. You've wasted 3 shots. You have to reload now. Coming for the speedy headbutt.
I didn't guess I will do that.
Chad Birchall's getting absolutely gobbled here. And that's the end of him. Great first blood.
Please don't die, 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 please don't die.
14 seconds, you can't run forever. Where is he? There's Chad Birchall.
I'm not gonna respawn in time.
Oh dear. Chad.
There's another round.
Just post the round, okay?
There's another round.
Wait, we gonna go Spider Boy again? That worked out so well for you.
There's another round.
Go Spider Boy. Oh, I need to reload. Please be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. Shield in 2 seconds, 1 second, shield. No!
Oh dear.
Don't you run away.
No. Yeah. Wait, you win, because it's a draw.
Because I won the first round.
Wait, we go again?
Round 3.
Oh, dearie me. The scramble. Oh, this should be a kill. How is this not a kill? Where's the kill? Why is the kill not coming in? Get Grand Pit on the line.
Oh, bother. I really messed that up.
Oh dear. Whoopsie daisies.
Goodness me.
Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Oh, you didn't do that. Oh,
Did you get were you spamming your head your headbutt?
That would have been. I was
just came up just then.
That turnaround could have been something special.
Okay. Oh dear.
Even less opportunity to damage now. Oh, come on, man.
I want to play. Be nice. Don't fluster this.
No, I've lost it. I've lost it. I just lost the game.
100
I just
HP
lost
to
the game.
spare.
I just lost the game.
Run!
No way. There is no way.
Dude, you got so kill hungry there.
Oh, it's over.
Hiding behind
it's
boxes.
over. It's all over.
I need to find some cover.
There's nothing I can do. I need a miracle. It's a clean sweep.
That's it. Chad Sponge Birchall, live on television.
5-0. It's a pantsing. Oh, no.
Hey, you got 2 MVP medals. There's only 2 of us.
You kill shot, man.
Yeah.
All right, good game.
I am.
Good
GG.
game.
Thinking, moving, touching, and well, all of the other things, all of the other pieces that you need to compete in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Welcome back to CS Psychology 101. today we're going to be going over a very important subject. XXX Heyman 420. In 2012, he had a 4K 1D clip that really was overly edited by an equally talented friend. Now accumulating only, and I mean only, 1,372 views over 8 years. The taste of success that followed led to the creation of the monster that we now know as the Movie Fragger.
Clip it, baby. This one is going viral. Top 3 Reddit easy. Zai Wu, Zai Hu, more like it. Check out this shit.
Oh, don't you worry, Movie Fragger. We are definitely watching. In fact, we'll just start on the appearance. We'll note that the cap is backwards, albeit he doesn't have a headset on, but don't let that sway you from the idea that this guy means business. Oh, is it serious business?
Yeah, we can edit that out. It's all right.
Some general traits about the gameplay can be observed, such as the famous buy an op, and then use the Dhl. Take this example. Where an ordinary player may see this round win as a certainty, the Movie Fragger sees it as opportunity.
Can't blame me for that one, boys. It would have been sick, right?
You are dog shit.
Everything he does is for Reddit. Everything he does is for the comments, for the likes. It's all about the endorphins and everything that he gets from the moment he wakes up in the morning.
They come and beat. I'm going for the cold, boys. I'm going for the cold zero. Oof, that's close. Oof, that's really close. Oh, that's so close. I'm so close. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was incredible. Oh.
Well, that's one thing we're not going to be saying about this matchup. It was not close, as Heroic do take 2 16-8s back-to-back to take down Astralis and to confirm their #1 position overall in the groups. And of course, their berth into the quarterfinals of the playoffs. They don't have to play out that round of 12. And Astralis, unfortunately, won't be playing any playoffs at all here. Jason Kaplan still joined by Yanko. And what is there to say about this match? I mean, other than just refresh. This man just going off left and right, pulling off so many, I guess, Movie Fragger clips. Maybe we'll see one of those out of Chad, but it was fantastic to see Heroic and, again, Refresh in particular performing so well here.
Yeah, he's had a great tournament so far alongside Stone. They've been the two guys leading the way for Heroic, and Heroic with another undefeated group stage. Doesn't hurt, you know. It's 5,000 for every win you have in groups, so they get a bit of extra cash there. And
it's like 25K, right?
Yeah,
it's like a half-day rate.
Yeah, something like that, yeah, for sure. But I think for them also, you know, they're recreating the same story from last season of Pro League. Again, undefeated in groups, and, you know, doesn't really prove anything, but just as that extra thing, you know, hey guys, it's like all going the same way. Let's just keep it up. Let's just, yeah. They were Group A in last season as well, so there's a lot of similarities to their run in season 13 of ESL Pro League. And yeah, for Astralis, just more of the same that we saw in this group. Just really underwhelming. They end up with 2 wins, beating Team Spirit and Bad News Bears, who have both been certainly the
underwhelming.
The two, yeah, of the worst teams so far in this group.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think you do have 2 teams in different positions of their, I guess, career at the moment. You have Astralis in a little bit of a rebuilding phase with Bubsky, and of course, Lucky coming in. And more so for Heroic, you have them trying to defend how well they've been able to play online for such a long time now, right? You already mentioned they won Pro League last season off that fantastic clutch by Cadium, and then they go to LAN. They end up losing to Astralis. They end up losing and not really going as far as we expected them to, just like the likes of Gambit. And for them, for Heroic now, it's about transitioning that online success into a LAN success event. Now, what I'm curious about is Cadium did say during one of our earlier interviews that they had to come back from the player break a little bit earlier than other teams, so to play in Group B, C, and D, obviously coming up later on in the few weeks. But now they have this time off until playoffs. I wonder how much better can they become now when we do get to that point?
I think they could definitely get better. Also, it's just a matter of getting some of that rust off, and now just being able to adapt your game. Obviously, their coach is not there anymore, so probably changing some stuff up, adding a little bit more variety on their game, working on some of the weaker maps potentially, and yeah, just shaping up for the playoffs.
All right, well, luckily for us, we were talking about this man earlier on. We've been talking about him the entire series so far, and we have him join us here in the studio. Not physically, though that would be fantastic. We have an extra headset right here for that to happen. But we have him in the online world. Refresh, you're joining us here on the show here for ESL Pro League Season 14. First of all, congratulations to you guys. Undefeated, like YNK said before, yet again here in Pro League. How does that feel for you guys off the back of Cologne and obviously off the back of the player break?
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. It means a lot. I mean, we have been through so much stuff. Some of it is public, some of it is not. The lane was definitely not as we expected. It was, yeah, a bit of a chaos situation with like false positives and extra quarantine. So we are all really happy to be back from the vacation and show that that land wasn't the real heroic, and we are putting so much work. But I mean, as Yanko said, we are not even 100% yet.
Yeah, congrats on making it out in first place and being undefeated. I have a question for you personally, right? You've played, I mean, good throughout your time in Heroic, and you've had every now and then some games where you just go off and have a great performance, but in this group, it's been more consistent, right? Is it something that you've changed, maybe just mentally your approach to the game, or is it just like you had a bit of a good run here?
I've actually dealt with some back issues from March, where it gives me a pain when I play because you are like tensing up your muscles and you are leaning forward and so on. So it has been really hard for me to play long games. I usually have a great start and then I fall off, but I've been working on it a lot because it kind of fucked with my head because I would lose confidence and have a hard time like breathing. So I have over the vacation worked with our mental coach and found a way to not let this mentally destroy me, because it was really hard to play when you have pain. You feel like you're playing soccer with only one leg. It felt like I had a big handicap, but it was all in my head. So I've been using the vacation to reflect and work on the mental side, and it has helped me a lot.
Mate, I mean, I'll say this right now. I hope your back's not hurting too much after this performance we've had in Group A, because you're definitely carrying quite a few people there, doing fantastic. But I want to ask, though, going ahead to the future, right? Because we have a couple of weeks until you guys have to come back and play in the playoffs. For you personally, and I guess for also the team, if you can give us two answers here, what's the game plan for you guys?
For me personally, I will try to put more hours into the game. I haven't put that many hours in the vacation. I've been moving in with my girlfriend and so on, so I haven't used much time on the game. But as a team, we will rewatch these games and learn from them and keep developing. That's a key component we want to bring back, that we have been lacking the past months, not reflecting over the games enough and learning from them, so we don't run into the same problems and we keep evolving as individuals and as a team.
Yeah, I have a question for you about the coaching. I'm not gonna ask you about the stuff, you know, like to dig around anything. I'm just wondering, now you have a couple of weeks before the playoffs, or just in general, is the plan for the team for you guys to get another, you know, more of a strategic coach, or just for now like sticking with the setup that you have and just having your mental coach behind you guys and with you at games?
For now, we're just gonna keep the mental coach until we find a coach that fits us. We have shown now that we can work without a coach. We can do a lot of preparation by ourselves. So we don't need a coach. Of course, a coach can be a huge asset to the team, but we want to bring in the right guy, and of course, it's not easy. The coach the availability of the best coaches in the world are pretty hard. They're all on big contracts and so on. So we need to find the right one for us.
Okay, well, Refresh, man, thank you so much for taking some time to come talk to us. I don't want to keep you too much longer because I want to let you go celebrate, go enjoy, and go, of course, have the rest of the night off. But congratulations once again to you guys, the team, for coming out first, getting straight to the quarterfinals.
Thank you.
You know, I think that's one thing that isn't really explored too much when it comes to esports in general, not just Counter-Strike, is the mental game when it comes to playing. When you're down yourself, when you're frustrated, especially by like pain that continues to happen, whether it's chronic pain or slight pain, like stuff like this can really affect you. And it's great to see he's been able to work past his own kind of barriers there with the help of Roble. And when we see the performance he's been able to put up.
Yeah, obviously it sucks to play through any kind of pain, but you know, what can hurt you even more as a player is what he was exactly talking about. Like it started affecting him mentally even more so than the pain was hindering him to actually play, right? And you can get into your own head, and you know, there's stories about players, all kinds of settings bothering them, and like this isn't perfect, you know, they just can't play if they don't have this amount of time to warm up before a game and so on and so on. But that's why mental coaches are so important. And as I said in the previous one of the previous days, it's like if you are a tier 1 team, if you're aiming for that #1 spot, I think not having a mental coach is really you're just making a mistake.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised Astralis was able to kind of have this such a long reign of time at the top without having like someone to be there to help you, you know, work through all that.
I think they have. They were the first ones to introduce that, and I think, you know, after that you have a team that's been together for so long. They've learned their lessons, and I'm sure they have some from time to time that comes in. But yeah, heroic. #1 Danish team and one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, great to see for them. And of course, Vitality, I believe they're still playing out a current match at the moment as they're up against Team Spirit. I think it went to the 3rd map of Nuke, if I'm not mistaken. That's over on one of the streams. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. But of course, this all leads up into our playoffs. These round-robin group stages, the #1 team goes straight through into the quarterfinals, and our 2nd and 3rd place team goes into the round of 12. I'm really excited to see how this one's going to go. I'm kind of happy that this season, compared to last, you can't go to a play-in for the 1st, 2nd place team to get into semifinals because you get so far ahead of every other team. You get 2 best-of-3s ahead of them. It's great to see you still have to fight every single step the way forward. And of course, just means more great games.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's a nice little middle ground, so to speak. You do gain something from being #1 in the group, but it's not like a huge. I think like 2 best-of-3s would be a bit too much, simply because there's so many good teams, right? It's not a case of, oh yeah, well, if you skip 2 best-of-3s, that first one was a lock anyway. You're playing a much weaker team. No, like there's a lot of really good teams. Some teams we have changed lineups and so on, right? We're gonna have Fnatic play in one of the next groups. That's going to be super exciting.
A group of change, as Stunna called it, over in Group C. It's going to be great to see that. But before we can even get to Group C, we obviously have to focus on what's coming up tomorrow, as we're going to be jumping and diving straight into Group B with a lot of great teams in there. And of course, some unfortunate last-minute changes for some of them, like the likes of Complexity, who unfortunately going to be bringing in out of Sapphics to come in. But we are going to be kicking that off at the same time. You can see here we have G2 up against Sinners. We have Virtus Pro up against OG, and Complexity up against Fours as our last game of the day. I think for me, Yanko, it's going to be interesting to see how a team like Complexity can play now with Nato, which I think from my memory, any team he kind of goes into, they always seem to play well with him. He's just kind of an all-around great player to slot into a roster.
Yeah, he's played with them as a stand-in before when they had to find someone for Poison. I was wondering if perhaps they were going to bring back Rush just for this period, right? He also played some of Config's roles, I think, before and so on. Might have been easier for them, but you know, he's obviously in NA and there's a lot of complications there. But yeah, sucks for Complexity. In the last year or so, they've had so many issues with their roster. It's hard to find consistency in that way. But what's most important is that Config is able to recover fully from his injury, and we see him, you know, doing Config things on the server again.
Yeah, it would be great to see one day, hopefully when his wrist has healed. I think he said 46 weeks of rehab. They could potentially be back into the mix. But we're not going to be back for now. We have to go actually head off for the night because we're going to be coming back tomorrow to bring you more action as we're going to be diving into Group B of the ESL Pro League Season 14. Remember to tune in the exact same time, and we'll see you then for some more great Counter-Strike action.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I hit eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.